It's Friends and Family Day here at George Sparky Anderson Field at the beautiful campus of Cal Lutheran University. Welcome everybody to today's game. The Oaks and Team 365 set to duke it out on the baseball diamond along with Joe DeMalkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin and welcome into today's matchup. It's going to be a fun one, an interleague game. The Oaks come in today's game 21-13 overall. This is not a CCL game, so their 14-11 CCL record will not be affected. They're coming off a 6-5 win yesterday against the Orange County Surf. Team 365, recently known as Team Victory, just changed their name, is 14-12-1 out of the Premier League, the first and only time these two teams will play against each other. Jonah, let's get right into it. There's a fun day ahead of us. There's a taco truck here. It's Internship Appreciation Day. It's Friends and Family Day. The host families are getting honored. We have a whole lot of fun stuff, but there's still a game to play. And it is an important game, even though it doesn't mean anything for the Oaks standing-wise. Yesterday, they only beat Orange County Surf by 1. And what does that tell me? It tells me that the confidence still has a little bit of way to go up, right? There's still a ceiling on the confidence. They haven't reached that ceiling yet. And if they want to get back into the playoff race and into the playoff conversation, they need to start building up that confidence, especially today.
Well, I think the other thing it says is that there was a slight lack of focus yesterday because, look, they're coming off a season-best 18-1 victory over the Ventura Halos, which was a crucial CCL Central game. And then you follow that up playing an interleague game against the Orange County Surf, which is the Riptide's B team. So I think it kind of highlights one of the issues in the Achilles heels for the Oaks team, which is sometimes they play down to the competition. And yesterday, not to take away any credit from the Surf, who put up a good fight and managed to hang in there all the way to the end, even had the lead through a good portion of the game. But the one thing that I will say that the Oaks have done a much better job with is limiting their errors. They only had one yesterday. Now, granted, that one error ended up leading to a run scored for the Surf that ended up closing the deficit to just one run. But at the same time, they still managed to get 10 hits yesterday. They plated 6 runs, no errors. They only left 6 on base. So in terms of what are the more realistic ways they're going to be winning games, because we obviously know 18 runs is not realistic every single time, they still had an optimistic showing, but I think it's just going to come down to their focus level. And if they can continue to play with that sense of urgency, then they should give themselves the best chance to win.
Well, today's day is going to be fun. It's the last home game for the Oaks this week. They'll be on the road in Ventura to play the Halos tomorrow at Ventura College. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we are going to stream the honor of our host families. Every player who is not local stays with the host family. They do a phenomenal job. They sacrifice time to get the players around. They get them food. They provide them housing. So we're going to stream that as a way of showing our appreciation for all of our host families. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, that, the national anthem, and your starting lineups. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, the Oaks pregame show. We'll be right back. Back here at George Sparky Anderson Field, a bit of a change of schedule for you. It looks like that the host families will be honored later in the game as opposed to before like they were originally scheduled. We're still waiting on a couple more host families to show up. But that gives us a little bit more airtime here as we get you starting lineups today between Team 365 and the Conejo Oaks. First for the visiting Team 365 coming into today at 14-12-1 in the Premier, or out of the Premier League, I should say. Head coach Greg Smith, also known as Smitty. Morgan Lomax start things off out in right field. Behind him, Ryan Gallen at shortstop. Benny Arce behind him at second base in the third spot. Cole Edwards cleaning up things in the DH spot. Anthony Barcanegra is in center field in the fifth spot. Eddie Rodriguez behind him in the sixth spot at first base. Occupying the seventh spot is Alex Jalowian playing third base. Ricky Sotil is in left field in the eighth spot, and Anthony Navosa rounds things out for the order for Team 365. The field for you for the Oaks today is a little bit different than you're accustomed to. The outfield very similar to the past. Jason Oliver in right, DJ Miller in center. Right in left field today is Brandon Lewis. He's only played there twice before this season. The biggest change in the field is Jordan McFarland, who's playing first base today. He came into the Oaks, this season, trying to get some reps at first base. He plays both left field and first base at the University of Arkansas, so he's at first base today. Max Weinstein's at second. Grant Mayu's at short. Chase Cockrell at third behind the dish. Jacob Castro, and on the mound in his fourth start of the year is Nate Wenner from Cal Lutheran University, playing on his home turf. This is actually the first start he has at home, and I talked to him a little bit before the game, and he said, it's interesting because I've had some rough starts, but they've all been away. I feel like when I get back home and I pitch, I'm going to feel a lot better. So he is back on his home turf at Cal Lutheran, and Morgan Lomax will step in to get things set here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from Cal Lutheran. Wenner deals the first pitch. Swung and a missed, 4-1. 4:29 is our first pitch time. That's local time. Over to first, and for the fourth straight time, he fouls it off. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 4 straight times. Morgan Lomax, the number 1 hitter on Team 365, still at bat. No score top of the first. The first and only meeting these two teams will have, but the Oaks have had a little taste of the Premier League as of late this season. They played the Northridge Bulls back in June as the 1-2 runs inside, 2-2 the count. They also opened up the season in a 2-game series against the Coastal Cubs, currently lead the Premier League. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lomax. Wenner comes set, takes a sign from Castro behind the dish, and fires the 2-2. A 2-hopper to Weinstein at second. He gets it on the second hop and fires it over to McFarland for out number 1.
And what's interesting, John, is you mentioned that Wenner's playing his first game at home. He's also playing in his college home turf as well, playing at Cal Lutheran. So not only did he have to adjust starting out on the road, but now not only are you playing on your technically designated summer home turf, but also your actual collegiate home turf.
Ryan Gallen digs in and takes a first pitch check swung, appeal down the first. They're saying that he did go around, so that's strike 1. Benny Arce on deck in the hole. Cole Edwards, 1 away here, top of the first. Wenner comes set on the rubber. Takes a sign from Castro and deals the 0-1. Low and away, 4-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. And 4-team victory. Team 365. They just changed their name from Team Victory. They went under new management as of 2 weeks ago. 1-1. Swung and a miss for 1-2. They're coming off a big win against the SoCal Hitmen at College of the Canyons. That was a league game. They won 9-3. Before that, they lost to the Santa Maria Reds, 15-5. They're currently they've won 2 of their last 3 games. The 1-2, low and away, 4-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away here to Gallen, playing shortstop in today's game. And this is the first CCL team that 365 has played, and it looks like it'll be the only team, judging on their schedules. The 2-2 is taken on the inside corner for strike 3. 2 away now. That this is the only CCL game they played. So yes, on paper, the Oaks are better, and they play in a better conference, or a better league, I should say. But this is a big opportunity for the Team 365 players to build up some confidence. A lot of them are still in high school, some in community colleges, and if they want to get to the next level, they're going to have to face this kind of talent. First pitch into Benny Arce is taken at the knees for strike number 1. And so this is an opportunity for them to come in, showcase their skills. They don't have to win today, but just play your best. That's all you have to do. That's what today is about, playing your best. 0-1 from Wenner. Runs low and away for ball 1, and that'll even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that's the best feeling for an away team. You're coming into a tough environment knowing, hey, you can just swing freely. You got nothing to lose. You're not expected to win. So really could lead to a great opportunity for them.
Wenner appears and fires the 1-1 low. 2-1 the count. 2 away here, top of the first. Oaks half on the bottom. Taco truck here at Cal Lutheran today. The smell of tacos fills the air. It sounds really good. We'll grab one a little bit later. 2-1 runs outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Oaks riding a 2-game winning streak. They beat the Long Beach Legend 18-1 2 days ago in the Orange County Surf yesterday. Another interleague game today. Does not affect their CCL standings. 3-1. Low, and that's ball 4. 2 fastballs that run low to cap off that walk. And Team 365 has a runner on with 2 away here in the top of the first. The first walk that Wenner has sufficed this game.
Nice patience from RC. Saw that pitch was drifting low and inside, and especially knowing that he only had 1 strike, he didn't absolutely have to swing on it. Wisely laid off, and now he's walked over to first.
Cole Edwards from Whitman College digs in, batting in the cleanup spot. First pitch, a strike right down the middle. 81 miles an hour on the gun. Wenner's fastball is between 82 and 85, is about as mean. He does throw a little bit lower or a little bit higher velocity depending on that bat, but he pitches for placement, and he has had some very good opportunities. His first inning tends to be the biggest struggle for him, but once he settles in, he's very good. 0-1 runs low and away, 4 ball 1. His last start was back last Saturday when the Oaks and the Arroyo Seco Saints played in Pasadena. Oaks ended up losing. Wenner got the loss in that game. Checks the runner at first. Toes the rubber, gloves the ball, nods, and he kicks and fires the 1-1. Cut on and miss for strike number 2.
Nice slider on the outside. Started like it was going to go straight over the heart of the plate, and that tail at the end of it slided it outside. That catches Edwards swinging.
RC still at first, 2 away. He takes a pretty nice lead, but I doubt he's going to test anything here with a 1-2 count and 2 away. Wenner checks him. 1-2, runs low for ball number 2. 2's across the board now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Wind milder here than it has been as of late at Cal Lutheran. You know, we have that steady jet stream out from the mountains blowing out towards right field, but today it's a little bit less. It has about 2 to 3 mile an hour gusts at times. 2-2, crack towards short. Mayu runs up to it and will fire it over to McFarland at first for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on because of the walk. We're through half an inning here from George Sparky Anderson Field. No score, but the Oaks looking to change that on the bottom half of the inning. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Back here at Ullman Stadium and George Sparky Anderson Field, Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkind, bottom of the first inning. Starting lineup for you for the Oaks. Jason Oliver lead things off from Cal State Bakersfield in right field. Max Weinstein at second base in the second spot from Cal Lutheran. Brandon Lewis behind him from L.A. Pierce Junior College playing left field. Chase Cockrell in the cleanup spot playing third base from Ole Miss. Grant Mayu in the fifth spot playing shortstop from San Diego State. DJ Miller occupies the sixth spot in center field from Ole Miss. Jordan McFarland is in the eighth spot, or actually in the seventh spot, I should say, playing first base from the University of Arkansas. Jacob Castro in the catcher spot, batting eighth from UC Irvine. And the Oaks' final batter, Milo Beam, DHing from Purdue. On the mound, I'll give you the field here for you for Team 365 after this first at-bat, is Justin Stark from the University of Antelope Valley. The Oaks are in their navy blues today with white letters on the front, white numbers on the back, outlined by baby blue with white pants. Team Victory in black uniforms with, Team 365. I keep saying Team Victory, formerly known as Team Victory. Now Team 365 as Oliver steps in and takes a first pitch. He sees in the left center, or into left field for a first pitch single. The Oaks have a runner on with nobody away. To finish off the jerseys for Team 365. Blacks with 365, the numbers on the front in yellow, and yellow numbers, that is the player numbers on the back with white pants. Max Weinstein steps in, the outfield for Team 365. Morgan Lomax in right, Anthony Bocanegra, in center, and Ricky Satil in left. Infield here in just a moment. Runner on, nobody away, and a big base runner in Oliver. Stark deals the first pitch to Weinstein from Cal Lutheran, and he takes that towards third. On the second stop, it's guided by Julian, and he'll get the force out over at first. A fielder's choice 5-3 advances Oliver to second base, and the Oaks have a runner in scoring position. The rest of the infield here for you for Team 365. Eddie Rodriguez at first, Benny Arce at second, Ryan Gallen at short, Alex Julian at third, Anthony Devosa behind the dish, and Justin Stark on the mound. Jason Oliver at second base for the Oaks. Brandon Lewis stepping in now with one away here in the bottom of the first inning. Batted .419 at L.A. Pierce Junior College this past year. Waves that bat over his right shoulder. Stark checks the runner. Runner it goes. Pitch is taken low, but it's called a strike. And the slide is in time. Oliver able to beat out the throw to third base. He swipes third for his second time of the season. That is his second stolen third base. And the Oaks have a runner 90 feet away with one away. And now all that Brandon Lewis has to do is pop one up far enough to score Oliver. And it doesn't have to go very far. Oliver, a very speedy runner on the base path.
Heads up play from Oliver. Had a great jump over at second. Able to advance all the way to third.
Mother Jody in the crowd today. 1-0. Runs low and away. And that's actually 0-1. So the count's 1-1. The last pitch was called a strike. It did look low, but a late call by umpire Doug put a strike up on the board. Start comes set, checks Oliver. Kicks and fires the 1-1. Slapped up towards right, but out of play. And now Lewis is down on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And Stark has such a nice tail towards the end of his sliders. You can tell his body is entirely leaning forward, so he has all that momentum, and then he's able to glide that ball towards the outside of the plate to catch Lewis swinging.
1-2 in the dirt, cut and missed, but the ball gets away from Devosa. Oliver comes in to score, and that'll be a strike 3, but the Oaks get a player on, still only 1 away. That'll be a passed ball. Check that, that's actually a wild pitch, so the run will count as an earned run. Oaks up 1-0 here, bottom of the first on a strike 3, but wild pitch that allows Lewis to take first. So that was a break there for the Oaks. That's the first strikeout on the game for Stark as they take a 1-0 lead. Only one hit he's given up as Chase Cockrell fouls back the first pitch he sees for strike number 1.
Well, that's one easy way to plate a run. Get Lewis to swing, but the ball gets past the catcher, and Oliver can come.
0-1, cracked up the middle, gloved by Arce. He tags second himself and fires it over to Rodriguez at first for the unassisted 4-3 double play. And we're out of the first inning. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We're through 1 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks lead at 1-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back.
Bocanegra.
Anthony Bocanegra leads things off here in the top of the second. Welcome back, everybody. He's Jonah Malkin. I'm Jonathan Rifkin. This is Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Some will cast it onto YouTube. Hope you're having a nice Saturday afternoon. Winner deals the first pitch. Bunt is shown to from Bocanegra. And that is beautifully placed down the third base line. He will beat it all the way out to first for a infield single, a bunt single at that. And look at that. The team 3-6-5 down 1-0 here. Has the tying run at first base with nobody away.
Beautiful bunt from Bocanegra, almost Beam-esque in how efficient he's been at displaying those bunts. That time, there was no chance that Cocker was going to be able to get there in time.
Eddie Rodriguez will do some work now in the batter's box. Takes the first pitch at the knees for strike number 1. Team 365 in their first season. Actually, really, their first week of inception. They were called Team Victory up until about a couple weeks ago. Now they're called Team 365. Leonard deals the 0-1. A 2-hopper to short. Mayu bobbles it. He'll still make the play the first in time. So they were at least able to get one. That was a perfect double play ball, but Mayu, who's normally a stellar shortstop, bobbled that one. So there's a runner on second now. And we'll see if they call that a fielder's choice because he's still got an out. But regardless, it's an out, but we'll see if they give him an error. They don't. So there's a runner on second. On the 6-3 putout, Alex Jalowian steps in. So to go back to Team 365, the Premier League is this brand new league started by the GM of the Ventura Halos, actually. It's composed of 6 teams, and Team 365 is one of them. They were, like I said, we're called Team Victory, now called Team 365. Jalowian swings and misses at the first pitch. But this is an unimportant team because when you look at teams in the CCL, they're top tier. I mean, they're not Cape Cod-esque, but they're right below that. They're right up there with the Alaskan League and the Northwoods League. So Wenner checks the runner at second, deals the 0-1 at the knees for strike number 2. So because the CCL is just this very competitive league, teams don't accept all the players that coaches from colleges want to send to the CCL. So they have to find an alternative. And the Premier League is that alternative. You can go and you can sign up for a team. They give you a tryout, and oftentimes you make it as the 0-2 is skied into center field. Miller runs over to his left, makes the catch, and Bocanegra will not test him for out number 2. So because of the selectivity of these top-tier leagues, there needs to be an alternative, and in Southern California is such a highly touted place to play. There are scouts everywhere. There's baseball teams. It's a nice place in the summer. Yes, it is a little bit hot, but if you're in the valley, it's okay. So Premier League is a very good alternative to the CCL, and Team 365 shows that. Yes, they don't have the most talent compared to these CCL teams, but this is a way for these players to get better, and that's all that matters. Ricky Sotil steps in. Pickoff attempt. not in time as Bocanegra is able to slide back safely to second. 2 away, 1-0 our score. Oaks up top of the second inning. Runner on second. Leadoff bunt by Bocanegra, but he advances second. Hasn't been moved since. 2 away, so Thiele steps back in. Weiner waits to deal the first pitch to him. Takes the sign from Castro. Takes a breath. Checks the runner at second. Pearson fires the 0-0 at the knees on the inside corner for strike number 1.
Beautiful fastball on the inside. Forced. So Thiele in a jam.
Leonard checks the runner at second again. Pearson fires the 1. Runner goes. It's popped back, though, against the screen for strike number 2. Bocanegra got a good jump, but unfortunately for him, if it was a hit and run, the ball was popped back out of play. Crowd within a little bit of a buzz, or emitting a little bit of a buzz. Like I said, a taco truck behind us. Very good tacos. So if you're in the area and need an incentive to come down besides saying hi to Jonah and me, you have a taco truck. 0-2 from Weiner. Curveball taken low. Oh, no. Called strike 3, actually. Late call by umpire Doug. And that'll do it here in the top of the second. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1 left on base. We're through 1.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks lead at 1-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Bottom of the second inning. Oaks, middle of the order up. Grant Mayu in the 5th spot steps in and takes a first pitch ball outside for ball 1. 1-0 our score here in the bottom of the second inning. Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcasted onto YouTube. Mayu from San Diego State takes a 1-0 curveball in the outside corner for strike number 1, a 63 mile an hour. That evens the count. Mayu did not play at San Diego State this past season, had foot surgery in the offseason after breaking his foot, or during the season, and had the rehab. 1-1 popped up towards right. Running back on it is Lomax, and he will make the catch for out number 1. This is going to be an interesting offensive day for the Oaks because as we've learned from games past, they have really struggled when pitchers pitch slowly. And I know it sounds almost like an anomaly, but that's just how they function. They are a team that hits very well when a pitcher pitches quickly. So when you see these guys pop out on a routine fly ball because of a 68 mile an hour curveball, that's the reason why. It's actually very, very smart for Stark. A 65 mile an hour slider misses for ball 1 to DJ Miller from Ole Miss. So as the game goes on, we'll see how they adjust. You put a guy 95 miles an hour up there, and the Oaks have no problem, but someone who throws a 75 mile an hour fastball, it becomes a problem. 1-0, paints the inside corner for strike number 1. Miller led the team in batting average, has dipped off just a little bit as of late, was in the DH spot yesterday, but still a very productive player from Ole Miss, speedy center fielder. Pull hitter, doesn't really go opposite field too much. 1-1 from Stark, taken low for ball number 2. One hit, no errors for both sides, but a run for the Oaks. That's the only difference in the game. They're up 1-0. Stark comes set, takes the sign from Navosa, and deals the 2-1. Popped up into foul territory, but that's going to go out of play. Rodriguez gives it a away goodbye, and that'll even the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And it's tough facing a guy like Miller because he doesn't strike out very often. Contact hitter, even if he does miss a swing, normally he's able to tap it back or at least pop it up to give himself a chance at a base hit.
Miller digs back in, waves that bat over his right shoulder. 2-2 from Stark, grounded to second. RC digs in, deals it over to first to Rodriguez for out number 2. 2 quick outs here for Stark, and he has to face Jordan McFarland now, who's had a breakout last couple of days. He had 2 singles yesterday, an RBI, a stolen base. And he went 2 for 4 2 days ago as well with a walk, 2 doubles, and 3 RBIs. He has hit more in the last 2 days than he has in the entire month of June and the entire month of July and the end of June combined. He's really stepped up his performance. He takes the first pitch high and away for ball 1.
And we talked about it's going to be imperative that he is able to generate those hits, especially when the Oaks continue to play tough games against teams in the CCL.
1-0 dealt, takes on the outside corner for strike number 1. 1 run for the Oaks here, and that may be enough. We'll see, but Team 365 doing a very good job keeping this Oaks offense at bay. They've only given up 1 hit, and that was a leadoff single to Jason Oliver. 1-1 to McFarland, runs outside for ball number 2. 76-mile-an-hour fastball on the gun. By the way, for innings 4 and 5, I will be off. Jonah will be on with Keith Schneider. But then I'll be back for the 6th inning. And we're also going to keep it here for the top of the 3rd as the 2-1 is cracked towards 3rd, but out of play. That'll even the count for 2-2. Because the interns are getting honored on the field. And out of respect, we are going to put that camera down on the field and let you get a little listen in on all the action there. Today is Intern Appreciation Day as well as Friends and Family Day. And every intern plays a key part here for the Oaks, making sure the team runs well. 2-2, cracked back against the screen, and we'll do it again. For McFarland, he batted .271 this past season at the University of Arkansas in 28 games with the team. Came in as a temp player, but multi-talented, plays left field and first base. And when he gets going, he has a good bat. 2-2 goes over out behind us, and we'll do it again for a 4th straight time at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Oaks finish off their week tomorrow in Ventura against the Halos. Day off Monday. Tuesday, they're back home. Wednesday, they're on the road. Thursday on the road. Friday on the road. Saturday, they're on the road. Sunday, they finish off the week against the Pirates. 2-2 runs upstairs, and that'll bring the count full. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes to McFarland. Digs back in, waving that right bat over his shoulder. Stark deals the payoff pitch. Low for ball 4, and McFarland will stride over with a 2-out walk.
Great patience from McFarland. Able to work his way back in the count after starting off down 1-2. Able to get himself on base with a walk.
And that'll bring up Jacob Castro now. Headed to UC Irvine in the fall by way of Rio Mesa High School, where he graduated last month. Had a 4.0 GPA, so he was a valedictorian and one of the best catchers in the state of California. Led the CIF amongst all catchers in putouts as well as batting average. Played under head coach Solis there as well. So there and here, he gets to stick with his head coach. First pitch runs outside to him. McFarland at first, 2 away here, bottom of the 2nd inning. Remember, we're going to keep it here when we head down for the internship appreciation ceremony on the field. And then we'll be back up here for the 3rd inning. Stark deals 1-0 outside, but called strike number 1. That'll even the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Nice pitch on the outside from Stark. It seemed like it might have drifted out too far outside at the last second, but he did a nice job keeping it in and forcing Castro to hold back his swing.
Half an hour into the game, bottom of the second. Oaks up 1-0. McFarland goes the 1-1, ripped towards first, but just misses on the right field foul line. Castro now behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
If that ball would have gone past the glove of Rodriguez at first, if it would have stayed fair and drifted far into that right corner, it's absolutely certain that McFarland could have came all the way around to score.
Castro digs back in. Stark checks McFarland over at second, though he's at first. I think he realized that as he does a pickoff attempt, but McFarland's back safely. With 2 away, I'm not too worried that McFarland's actually going to try to steal now that there's another strike up on the board, because what's the point? The last thing that the Oaks want to do is make that last out at second base. The last pitch was a hit and run, not McFarland trying to steal second. 1-2. Sky towards shallow left. Jolian runs up to it. He'll make the catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. We're through 2 full. Oaks up 1-0. So we're going to keep it here. We're going to turn off our headsets, but keep on the crowd mic for you as we do a little internship appreciation. We'll be right back. Oaks up 1-0, like I said. Top of third we go.
Our first intern, Miss Emma Berman. Emma attends the University of Arizona. She's majoring in marketing. Her most memorable moment from the summer is getting to dance with Sam and Maddie before the games. Our second intern, Mr. Keith Snyder. Keith attends USC. His major is in business administration with a minor in sports media studies. His memorable moment was when Brandon Lewis hit his game-winning home run in the top of the 10th against the Halos. Next, Mr. Jonah Malkin. Jonah attends the University of Wisconsin-Madison. He's majoring in broadcast journalism. His memorable moment was interviewing Jacob Castro when a bucket of ice-cold water was poured on our heads. Next, Miss Haley Sherwood. Haley attends San Jose State University. She's majoring in kinesiology/athletic training. Her memorable moment, every single day with Solis. Next, Miss Maddie Luna. Maddie attends Boise State, is what the girls say it's called. Major elementary education. Her memorable moment was almost getting hit with a baseball while sitting in the press box. Next, Samantha Solis. She attends Boise State. Her major is kinesiology and pre-physical therapy. Her memorable moment is spending time with her dad and picking Disney songs for Robbie's warm-up. Next, Mr. Jonathan Rifkin. Jonathan attends the University of Oregon. As he says, it's the best school in the Pac-12. His major is broadcast journalism, business and political science minor. His memorable moment was calling the Oaks versus Team USA at Angel Stadium last year and watching Jonah miss a foul ball in the press box. Today is his 100th baseball broadcast of the year. Next, Austin Gregory. He attends Thousand Oaks High School. His possible major is broadcast journalism. His best memory, hanging out with Jimmy and Eddie. And last but not least, Zach Hutchings. Zach attends Rice University. He's a sports management major with a concentration in sports law and a business minor. His best memory, seeing Oaks players progress and getting to know other interns. I'd like to give them a big round of applause for everything they did this summer for the Conejo Oaks. And now batting, catcher from Whitman College, number 10, Anthony Navoso.
We know. You really said
Just running up.
Back here above the press box is Anthony Novosa. Steps up to the plate and takes the 1-0 for strike number 1. Got to catch our breath a little bit as we just sprinted up here from the field. Nice little ceremony. So Novosa takes the next pitch for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice way to get some of our sprinting in. Exercise of the day.
Yeah, a little bit of cardio. Oaks up 1-0 here, top of the 3rd. Wenner deals the 1-2. Popped up towards third base. And that's going to hit above the press box for strike number 2 once again. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, a hit, no errors for Team 365 here in the top of the 3rd inning. One ball, 2 strikes, ripped in the left center field. Running up to it is Lewis. He dives and he can't make the catch. So that will be a base hit for Anthony Novosa. Gives them their 2nd on the day, and the tying runner over at first. Brandon Lewis does a nice job trying to make the catch. Unfortunately, though, that ball eludes him just a little bit, and there's the tying run over at first base.
It was a valiant effort from Lewis. Seemed like he might have been able to corral the ball with the outstretched arm, but it just kind of dropped past his glove.
No, you're. Morgan Lomax steps in and takes the first pitch foul for strike number 1. 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to 2nd in his first time up. Runner on first, nobody away here. Nate Wenner still on the dish for the Oaks in his 3rd inning of work. Just a reminder, I'm taking the 4th and the 5th off. I'm going to spend a little bit of time with my family. Jonah and Keith will be on the broadcast for those 2 innings. 0-1, cracked back over the Oaks dugout, and that'll be strike number 2. Nate Wenner heading into senior year at Cal Lutheran from Bellevue, Washington. He says the one thing he doesn't like about Southern California is the lack of teriyaki restaurants at every corner. He said when he's in Seattle, he has teriyaki almost every night because there's an abundance of it. He said it's almost as common as Starbucks, but here, not so much. 0-2, cut on and missed for strike 3. Lomax is sent down on strikes, the 2nd strikeout on the day for Wenner. And that puts an out up on the board with 1 away.
Nice pitch from Wenner. And it's interesting that you gave us that tidbit about the Asian restaurants, I guess you could say, because
he's looking specifically for teriyaki.
Yeah, there certainly aren't too many present up in the Conejo Valley.
I told him I'll try giving him a recommendation, but there's nothing that I've actually seen that specifically teriyaki. First pitch is cracked to 2nd. Weinstein gets it, fires it over to Mayu at 2nd. The relay is not in time, so a 4-6 fielder's choice puts 2 outs up on the board, and Gallen is over at first base.
Now batting number 3.
And that'll bring up Benny Arce. Arce is 0 for 0 on the day with a walk, was stranded at first back in the 1st inning. First pitch to Arce is taken low for ball 1. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Team 365 in this interleague game. Like I said, they used to be called Team Victory, but last week changed it out of the Premier League. Wenner checks the runner and deals the 1-0. Slap towards 3rd, but out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind picking up now. It's actually shifted towards first base instead of right, so it is blowing out towards right, but this is actually the first shift that we have seen at Sparky Anderson this season. Normally the jet stream streams steadily out to right. 1-1 to Arce, runs low, 2 balls and a strike now. Oaks up 1-0, top of the 3rd. Team 365 out of Ventura, California. Their first year in inception, 14-12-1 under Greg Smitty Smith, their head coach. Really nice guy, just a really nice guy to talk to and to be around. 2-1, runners go. It's slapped up the middle, past the diving glove of Weinstein. Rounding 2nd and going to 3rd is Gallen. On the 2-out base knock, the throw will come in over to Mayu at 2nd. And Ben Arce puts runners at the corners, and the tying run 90 feet away from home plate with 2 away.
Great base hit from RC up the middle, and 365 seeing the field extremely well so far. Already has 2 hits in this inning alone, with 2 outs, giving themselves an opportunity to tie this game before we head into the bottom of the third.
Cole Edwards DHing 0 for 1 on the day. We'll dig in now and try to get that tying run over from third. 2 away though, so it won't be easy. Winner deals the first pitch. Skied towards third base in foul territory. Cockrell will take a look at it and make the catch for out number 3. We're through 2.5 here from Sparky Anderson Field. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We're headed to the bottom of the third innings. Oaks up 1-0. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Bottom of the order here. Milo Beam digs in the bottom of the third inning. Oaks up 1-0 here on KDTV. He's Jonah Malkin. I'm Jonathan Rifkin. As Stark deals the first pitch, Beam shows bunt, but it's fouled for strike number 1. The Purdue Boilermaker, one of his assignments this summer from Purdue was to bunt every single game. That was an asset of his game that he was trying to hone, and they want him to hone, and he has done a phenomenal job this season with it. And that's why you see him late on those first pitch bunts. Only 1 hit for the Oaks, but it's resulted in a run. 3 for Team 365, but no runs. 0-1. Runs outside for ball number 1. And a change in personnel, by the way, for the fourth and the fifth. Oaks closer Robbie Medell will actually be taking over for color. With Jonah, Keith decides to actually do his job and be a statistician. Beam steps back in. Stark deals the 1-1. Paints the outside corner, but umpire Doug calls it a ball. 2-1 the count.
That was a close pitch from Stark. Nearly clipped the outside corner, but umpire Doug said it stayed away.
Umpire Doug, a regular around here. The 2-1 skied into left center field, or actually more like left field, I should say. Sotil makes the catch for out number 1. Lay of the land for you here as Jason Oliver steps in. The 1 hit for the Oaks and the 1 run. Morgan Lomax in right, Anthony Bocanegra in center, Ricky Sotil in left, Eddie Rodriguez at first, Benny RC at second, Ryan Gallon at short, Alex Jolie in at third, Anthony DeVosa behind the dish, and Justin Stark on the mound. 1 away, and Jason Oliver, the Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunner, digs in. Stark deals the first pitch, cracked towards third, but out of play, and that'll put a strike up on the board. 67 miles an hour on that pitch, and I'm sure that Robbie will have some commentary on the velocity that Stark has been throwing today, because it has been giving the Oaks fits. As I mentioned last inning, they do have trouble hitting against pitching that has a slower velocity than they're accustomed to. 0-1, a 67 mile an hour breaking pitch cracked back out of play, and now Oliver down on the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
Not to mention all these off-speed pitches throughout the entire year is really giving the Oaks fits. So you're right, all these kind of slower paced pitches giving them some fits. Righty. Kicks and fires the 0-2. Oliver swings and misses for strike 3.
The second strikeout all on the day for Stark, and the Oaks quickly have 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jonah, I think that they're lucky they got that 1 run back in the 1st inning because this is such a lackluster offensive performance thus far in the game.
Just 1 hit on the day, and really that was just let off from Jason Oliver, who led off in the bottom of the 1st and ultimately came around to score. Beyond that, Oaks haven't been able to generate much offense.
The Cal Lutheran product, Max Weinstein, digs in and takes the first pitch low and away for ball 1. 0 for 1 on the day with a fielder's choice under his belt. Actually, wasn't a fielder's choice. He grounded it over to 3rd, but that's it. Batting average has dipped just a little bit, but the 1-0 is taken low and away for ball 2. He still leads the team in batting average, up above 400. Make that 413, so a big clip here for the Cal Lutheran superstar. He was actually on the MLB draft board this past year, but was not drafted. I would expect him to be taken, though, next year. He has another productive season. The 2-0, cut on a miss for strike number 1, 2-1 the count. He started his career at UC Irvine, where he was recruited as a pitcher and as a fielder, but they told me he had to pitch if he wanted to stay. He said, no, I want to be a fielder. So he transferred to Cal Lutheran. He's a Division I talent on a Division III team, and he really led them to that championship. 2-1, slice into right center field. That's going to go down and roll for a single. No, he's going to stretch it out as that ball rolls all the way back to the wall, and he's going to go 3. No, he's not. It seemed like he could have made 3 if he decided to turn on the Jets instead. He's going to stand at second with a stand-up double. 2 away here for the Oaks with a runner in scoring position.
There's something about these 2 away situations that just brings out a tremendous amount of offense in the Oaks. It's so tough to predict because you think that their momentum's carrying them one way with a fly out and then a strikeout, but then all of a sudden Max Weinstein pulls a stand-up double out of his bag of tricks.
Now Brandon Lewis, who struck out last time but got on first base due to the wild pitch, will step in. Wave that bat over his right shoulder. Stark checks the runner at second and deals the first pitch. Scott in the center field. Running back on it is Bocanegra. That's going to drop at the wall. Weinstein comes around the score. Rounding first and going to second is Lewis. And he's on with a 2-out RBI double. The Oaks take a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Once again, the big bat of Brandon Lewis delivering a much-needed RBI double, giving them a little bit of an insurance run. Now they lead at 2-0. They don't have to be so stressed out now heading into the top of the 4th.
Yeah, the offense seemed a little bit lackluster, but like Jonas said, the Oaks have been playing very well in 2-out situations. Lewis gives his pad over to third base coach Brian Wilson. 2 away, 2-0 our score, and Chase Cockrell stepping in 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play his first time up. Had a big day yesterday. Was our Oaks offensive player of the game. The first pitch Stark deals is low for ball 1. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Oaks. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for team 365. Robbie Medell waiting patiently on deck here in the broadcasting booth, waiting to take his reps as a color analyst. The 1-0. Oh, big one hopper to short. Gallen gets it and fires it over to first in time for out number 3. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're through 3 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. I'm actually going to announce that my name is Jonathan Riffin for play-by-play of the 4th, 5th, and 6th. My broadcasting partner, Jonah Malkin Wade, take over on the other side of the break. And for color, our own Robbie Medell, Oaks closer. Keith Schneider is allowed to come up if Robbie wants to give it to him, but that's between them. You're watching Oaks baseball on KAD-TV. 2-0 our score as we hit the break.
You're good.
We're just gonna
Top of the fourth we go. Welcome back, everybody. If you're just tuning in now, I'm Jonah Malkin, and alongside me, Oaks closer, Robbie Medell. Robbie, glad to have you with us on the broadcast.
To be here, Jonah.
Always love having your player experience insight in these broadcasts. Oaks lead it 2-0 heading into the top of the fourth. Nate Wenner still on the mound. And to lead off is Anthony Bocanegra for Team 365. Wenner's first curveball drops on the outside corner for strike one. In a little over 3 innings, he's just given up 3 hits, or 2 hits, I should say. No runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts as the 0-1 is grounded to Mayo at short. He'll make the long throw to McFarland at first, but it's not going to get there in time. And Bocanegra's on at first with a leadoff single.
Good display of athleticism there by Mayu, ranging over to his right, gloving it and throwing it all in one motion. Little do you know, Mayu used to pitch quite a bit and is looking to get some innings on the mound next year for the Aztecs.
He's had a couple practice throws in the Oaks bullpen in the past. Ranges in those lower 80s. So nice pitcher as well. Wenner's going to check the runner at first. Bocanegra thought about taking off, but wisely held back. Eddie Rodriguez now to step in for 3-6-5. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. Looking for his first base hit. Wenner takes the sign from Castro. Deals the 0-0 in the ground for ball 1.
I forgot to put the camera on Grant making that throw. So for those of you that were wondering what happened there, the runner beat the throw out, but it was a beautiful play by Grant ranging into the 5-6 hole.
Wenner deals the 1-0. Runner's going to go outside. The throw to second is going to be in time for out number 1. What a throw from Castro, and Weinstein does the rest to put 1 away for 3-6-5 in the top of the fourth.
It's great to see Castro throwing the ball well. I know he's been talking to Juan Gonzalez, the Oaks, I guess you could say, primary catcher. And they've been talking a lot, and it's really good to see Castro up the arm strength there and throw out a speedy runner.
1-1 to Rodriguez. Drops on the inside corner for strike 2, and Juan Gonzalez leads the team and the CCL in catching runner stealing. He's thrown out 10 of 12 on the season, arguably the best defensive catcher in the CCL.
That's an impressive stat there.
It certainly is. The 1-2 catches the inside corner for strike 3. Down goes Rodriguez, and Wenner has his 4th strikeout on the day. Beautiful pitch from Wenner, puts 2 away for 3-6-5 in the top of the fourth.
Looks like we have a little action in the Oaks bullpen. Jacob Flores, the lefty, getting warm down there.
Jalowian swings and misses for strike 1. Alex Jalowian, the 3rd baseman, plays his college ball at Azusa Pacific. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. Wenner deals the 0-1, half swing, appeal to first as he held it back. That'll bring the count even at 1-1. The Oaks coming off a 5-6 win yesterday against the Orange County Surf and a record-setting 18-1 victory over the Ventura Halos. As Jalowian can't hold back his swing to bring the count at 1-2. In that game against the Halos, or actually, excuse me, the Legends, they won 18-1. The Halos, they beat 17-1 last week. 1-2, swung on and missed for strike 3, so that'll have to wait. Wenner gets his 5th strikeout on the day, and we are done through 3.5 here at Spark Anderson Field. Oaks looking to build on their lead heading into the bottom of the 4th.
just gotta turn it on. Talking to Jonah.
Bottom of the fourth here at Sparky Anderson Field. Welcome back, everybody. Robbie Medell alongside me. I'm Jonah Malkin. Oaks lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Grant Mayu to lead off in the fifth spot. DJ Miller on deck, and Jordan McFarland behind him. Mayu 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to right. Was technically 0 for 1 yesterday against the Surf, although he drew 3 walks and came around to score twice. So I would consider that a successful day for the San Diego State Aztec. First pitch ripped up the middle for an easy leadoff base hit.
Mayu's been doing a better job as of late of seeing the ball deep, hitting the ball up the middle, and it's resulting in a jump in his batting average in the last couple of games.
That'll give him his first hit
Now batting number 4, DJ
of the day,
Miller.
and Justin Stark still on the mound for Team 365 in 3 innings. He's given up now 4 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts as Miller pops the first pitch out of play for strike 1.
Once again, all our host families are in attendance. Please go down to the Oaks dugout.
He's 0 for 1 on the day with a ground out to second, and got the day off yesterday against the Surf. Stark checks Mayu at first, deals the inside slider that's fouled back and out of play. And
that ball was close to hitting the ticket booth over there, where
Could've-
Sam Solis usually hangs out.
could have collapsed the easy up we have over there. That wouldn't have been the best sign. 0-2. Miller pops that high into foul territory. Running underneath it is Rodriguez, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. So leadoff single from Mayu, followed by a pop-up to first, puts 1 away for the Oaks here in the bottom of the fourth.
Yeah, hearing the Kendrick Lamar for this walk-up song reminds me
McFarland.
I got to purchase my Kendrick Lamar tickets to take the old missus to a concert soon.
In case you don't know, Robbie's a music connoisseur. He's pretty knowledgeable about practically every single genre, any time period, really, that you try throwing at him.
Except for country.
Except
And I'm from
for
Texas, which is kind of weird, right?
McFarland lays off the inside pitch for ball 1, nearly clipped him. He was able to evade that pitch.
Hey, Jonah, if you had the muscle mass of Jordan McFarland, are you wearing that 74-mile-per-hour fastball off the bicep right there? You're taking that, right, for the boys?
It's tough. It's tough. In an interleague game, you don't know for sure.
True. Okay, I see where you're at. We're playing the Foresters, though.
If this was a CCL game, then I might say take the bruise for the betterment of the team. But at the same time, you never want to just purposefully get clipped in the
I guess.
thigh,
I guess.
in the tricep if you can. 2-0 from Stark, grounded to short. The play to second, gets past the glove of Benny R.C. Mayu's going to come around and is going to start rounding third and coming home. And the Oaks lead it 3-0.
Yeah, that was just the young man's mistake there by the shortstop, going the short way for the out, but didn't really set his feet and made an errant throw, allowed Grant to score all the way from first base and allowing McFarland to get on second base due to an error. It's an E6 for those of you scoring at home.
So McFarland would have advanced over to first on what could have been called a fielder's choice, and then advanced over to second on the E6. 0-1 to Castro is ripped into right center for another base hit. McFarland's going to run around third. The throw to the plate is not going to get there in time, and Jacob Castro delivers an RBI single, and the Oaks lead it 5-0 now in the bottom of the fourth.
Milo Bean.
Jacob Castro, better known as Monkey, family name there for those of you that wanted to know. Family calls him Monkey. Great nickname.
That's interesting that they do call him that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whatever. I'm sure you have an embarrassing nickname from your family too, right?
I do, but I'd rather not share it over the air.
Yeah, I mean, I have one
if
too.
that's if you can understand that or appreciate that. And actually, the score is 4-0. They had it registered as 5 on the scoreboard, but that was a mistake. So Castro's over at second. Beam shows bunt, but taps it back now to play for strike 1. And Castro, so he hit the RBI single, but then advanced over to second on the error from Galen at short, giving 3-6-5 their first error of the day. But it results in another run as Grant Mayu and Jordan McFarland have been able to come around to extend their lead to 4. Beam will call for time. Purdue Boilermakers 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. And he went 1 for 3. Was hit by a pitch yesterday, but has a stolen base and a run scored in yesterday's contest. 0-1 to Beam is popped into shallow left, and it's going to drift and drop into fair territory for a base hit. Runners at the corners with 1 away. And back to the top of the order we go with Jason Oliver looking to bring someone home.
19, Max Weinstein. Correction, number 21, Jason Oliver.
Jason Oliver now will step in, but before that, there will be a meeting on the mound with head coach Greg Smith, also known as Smitty, from his teammates. The entire infield. So that will give Stark his
Once again, to our
5th hit of the day.
Please make your way down to the Oaks dugout.
And now 4 runs
Our host family and the players that they hosted.
for the University of Antelope Valley College product.
Make your way down to the Conejo Oaks dugout. Thank you.
I'll be there.
For the Oaks, they'll cap off their week taking on the Ventura Halos in Ventura at Ventura College tomorrow at 5 o'clock. They'll get the day off Monday. Play one more home game against the SoCal Catch at 5 on Tuesday, July 18th, before hitting a 4-game road stretch where they'll take on the SoCal Catch again in a home-and-home, but this time in La Mirada, followed by taking on the San Luis Obispo Blues, Santa Barbara Foresters, and then the Arroyo Seco Saints in Pasadena, and they'll cap that all off with one more game against the Ventura County Pirates on Sunday, July 23rd. So runners at the corners. First pitch to Oliver is swinged and tapped back against the screen for strike 1.
Yeah, so Jonah, I'm being yelled at by Coach Solis right now. The host family thing's about to go on. So you're going to have to Vin Scully this. I'll send Keith up to do camera.
Sounds good. Go.
And you know
take
what,
your
ladies and
time.
gentlemen, I'll be right back.
It's Robbie Medell for you. Stark working out of the stretch. Checks Beam at third and throws the pickoff attempt over to first. That comes late. Jason Oliver plays his college ball at Cal State Bakersfield, the road runner. 1 for 2 on the day with a single and ultimately came around to score as well as a strikeout. Stark deals the 0-1. Oliver pops that out of play. And he's quickly down the count 0-2. Remember to follow us on oaksbaseball.org, simulcast onto YouTube, or you can tweet at us at Conejo_Oaks. I'm at Jonah_Malkin. And now, hopping on with us, my lovely friend and broadcasting partner, Keith Schneider, statistician, doing double duty today, as well as a little bit of yesterday. 0-2 to Oliver is slapped into center, and Bocanegra will make the catch for out number 2, and he'll hold off Castro from coming home. So 2 away now for the Oaks. They lead it 4-0. Runners at the corners, and Max Weinstein to step in.
Now batting number 19, Max Weinstein.
Yeah, the Oaks electing not to test the outfielder's arm, Bocanegra in center field. Maybe they didn't want to give up that third out and end the inning with the first runs on first and third. Still got a shot. Looks like Jacob Flores is warming up in the bullpen.
Max Weinstein will step in. Hit a stand-up double with 2 outs in the third, looking to replicate that success in the fourth as the pickoff attempt over to first comes late. He also ended up coming around to score to plate the second run for the Oaks. First pitch is called a strike. The throw to second's not going to get there in time, and Beam is over at second with a successfully stolen base.
Yeah, great jump by Milo there. The 365 thought maybe there'd be a double steal situation happening, but just a straight steal by Milo getting in there in time.
Already the second stolen base on the day for the Oaks. They had 2 yesterday against the Surf, but now runners in scoring positions. 0-1 is slapped into the ground to the glove of Stark, and he will make the throw to first in time for out number 3. So the Oaks do manage to plate 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, but they leave 2 on base. They lead it 4-0 heading into the top of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcast on YouTube. We'll be right back.
Our first host family is Mr. and Mrs. Erica Shear.
Jacob Flores going to USC next year. Let me tell you. Here, I'll put it up now. I'm putting it up now, okay?
Welcome back to Sparky Anderson Field. Oaks lead it 4-0 over Team 365 heading into the top of the 5th. Keith Schneider still on hand with myself. Jacob Flores coming up to the mound, deals the first pitch low for ball 1. That was taken by Ricky Sotil. who's 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, the left fielder. Plays at Masters College. Flores deals a 1-0 up and in for ball 2. He's taking the mound in place of Nate Wenner, who got the start, went 4 innings. Gave up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Flores comes set on the mound, deals the 2-0 fastball, cut on and missed for strike 1. Flores playing his ball at USC in the fall. Played his high school ball at Rio Mesa High School.
For a while.
2-1 is popped back and out of play for 2-2. So he's under the guidance once again of head coach David Solis. Got a chance to play with him for 4 years at Rio Mesa, now once again with the Oaks. Flores deals the 2-2 slider, just tapped back. And we'll do it again at 2-2. During his time at Rio Mesa, he accumulated 111 strikeouts with a 1.49 ERA. Flores fires the 2-2. And Sotil will foul that out of play, and we'll do it again. Not much patience being administered from both sides, with the exception of Sotil here and Benny RC. Only 1 full count situation from either team. 2-2 once again, fouled back once again. For Team 365, coming off a win against the SoCal Hitmen, 9-3. Looking to improve their streak to 2. 2-2 from Flores, runs up and in to bring the count full at 3-2. First full count situation for 365. One of the top teams in the Premier League, along with the Coastal Cubs. Payoff pitch from Flores is slapped into left field, and that's gonna drop for a leadoff base hit. So Sotil is over at first, looking to get things started for 365 in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, it's a great at-bat by Sotil, fighting off a lot of tough pitches in order to find one he could handle and drive for a base hit.
That'll bring up Anthony Navoso in the 9th spot in today's game. 1 for 1. First pitch runs low and in for ball 1. 365 looking to chip their way back in to this game. They're down 4-0 on 5 hits and 1 error, and the Oaks 4 runs, 6 hits and no errors. The pickoff attempt to first comes a little late. 1-0 the count for the Southpaw. Looking to collect his first strikeout of the day. Deals the 1-0, just missed, catches the inside corner for strike 1. A late call from home umpire Doug. That'll bring the count even at 1-1. For Navoso, plays at Whitman College as the pickoff attempt over to first comes late, along with fellow Oaks players Eric Ma and Travis Craven. He's playing catcher in today's game, so won't get a chance to face Ma. Potentially Craven if he comes in to relieve, as the 1-1 is tapped back for 1-2. And just during the break, got a chance to recognize all the host families that hosted the Oaks players throughout this entire 2-month process. Flores deals the 1-2 curveball that just misses the top of the strike zone to bring the count even at 2-2.
Right, you said, Jonah, just missed. I don't know how the home plate umpire Doug didn't call that a strike.
Clearly not giving the home team any extra advantages. The 2-2 curveball just misses the inside corner to bring the count full at 3-2. So now back-to-back full count situations pending for the 365. So Teal led off with a 3-2 blooper into shallow left. And here comes another payoff pitch coming. Swung on a miss for strike 3. The throw to second is not going to get there in time. So Sotil's over at second with a stolen base, but down goes Navoso for Flores' first strikeout of the day. So one away for Team 365 in the top of the 5th. They still trail the Oaks 4-0, but now have a runner in scoring position. And back to the top of the order we go with Morgan Lomax, who's 0 for 2, looking to deliver an RBI. Flores checks the runner at second, comes set, deals the 0-0. One hopper to Weinstein. He'll toss it to McFarland for out number 1, or out number 2. McFarland had to adjust on the first base.
Now batting number 14, Ryan Galan.
But Sotil will advance over to third, but that'll put 2 away for 365 now. 4-3 put out. You're counting at home. And now Ryan Galen will step in, looking to bring a runner home. First pitch ripped out of play for 0-1. Galen's 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and advanced to first on a fielder's choice, but ultimately was stranded over at third. Flores comes set on the mound. Fires the 0-1 curveball. Beautifully drops in the inside corner for 0-2.
Yeah, very nice job by Flores there. Getting ahead in the count with the runner on third is very important. Looking for some weak contact, maybe strike out, get the Oaks back in the dugout with a big 0 on the scoreboard, Jonah.
Rami Bedell back with us on the broadcast, in case you couldn't tell from the vocal change as the 0-2 runs low for ball 1.
You know, with an 0-2 count and a runner on third, you sometimes want to, you have something to work with. You don't want to give the hitter an opportunity to get that RBI. So good pitch there by Flores.
Flores deals the 1-2, tapped back to stay alive in the count. Our statistician Keith Schneider and our closer Robbie Medell taking some turns and some cracks at color. Both doing a fantastic job. Love the insight from both players. A 1-2 the count. Sotil over at third, and Flores looking for another strikeout. The 1-2 ripped into foul territory, and we'll do it again. 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Flores kept it low. Southpaw has already issued 1 strikeout, looking for his second, I should say. Takes the sign from Castro. Comes set, fires the 1-2, runs low and in to bring the count even at 2-2. And as we were saying about 365, the only other team that the Oaks have played in the Premier League are the Coastal Cubs and the Northridge Bulls. 365's 2-0 against the Cubs, beat them 7-6 and 11-10. So 2 highly competitive games. Flores is 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Galen, and down goes the top of the 5th. Flores gets his second strikeout on the day, and the Oaks lead at 4-0 as we head into the bottom of the 5th. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, fans.
Bottom of the fifth we go here at Sparky Anderson Field. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jonah Malkin. Alongside me, Robbie Medell. And Brandon Lewis will lead off in the third spot in today's game. Oaks lead it 4-0. And Justin Stark still on the mound for 365. Deals the first pitch. Lewis taps that out of play for 0-1. Give you the lay of the land for 365. In the outfield, Ricky Sotil out in left. Anthony Bocanegra in center. Morgan Lomax out in right. Give you the infield after this pitch. 0-1 from Stark. Grounded to third. Jaloian will glove it and make the throw to first for out number 1.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't get the camera over in time, but that was a bang-bang play over at first, and I honestly thought that Brandon Lewis had beat that one out.
It was a close throw. Jaloian took his time releasing that ball, but I guess was able to get it over to Rodriguez in time for 1 out. So he's over at third. Ryan Galone at shortstop. Benny RC in short. It's the first pitch to Cockrell, swung on and missed for strike 1. Eddie Rodriguez at first. Anthony Navoso behind the plate. And Justin Stark still on the mound. Cockrell steps in, 0-1 the count. Takes the second pitch on the inside corner, and he's quickly down 0-2.
Stark's not doing a bad job. Probably facing the best team he's ever faced in his life, I'd say. And, you know, scattering 6 hits, 4 runs, not all of them his. So, doing a good job of changing speeds, changing eye levels, and keeping the Oaks hitters off balance, even though it is 4-0.
0-2 catches, or 0-2 runs up stairs for ball 1. Stark already has 2 strikeouts on the day, looking for number 3. 1-2 is slapped into left field, and Cockrell's going to round first, come over to second, and he's on with a stand-up double for the Oaks here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now batting number 9.
It's really refreshing to see Chase Cockrell come around, coming out of his shell a little bit this summer, hitting balls hard, all, you know, spraying balls all over the field, and it's really nice for Coach Solis and the squad to see that.
We got a chance to interview him yesterday. If you haven't checked that out yet, you can go to Twitter to see that interview, giving a shout out to Sandra Cockrell, his mother. Her son's been playing extremely well. It's a pleasure having him with the Oaks. Grant Maya will step in, swings and misses on the first pitch for strike 1. With that hit, Cockrell collected his first hit on the day. He was 1 for 3. And Maya, who's 1 for 2 and came around to score in the 4th, looking to bring home another Oaks runner. Stark checks the runner at second, deals the 0-1 up and away for ball 1. Mayu, as Jonathan mentioned earlier, was rehabbing a broken foot this past season with San Diego State, so he didn't get to play as he watches the 1-1 run low for ball 2. 2-1 the count, and has been using this summer as an opportunity to rehabilitate himself and get himself back into good shape. So Cockrell over at second. Stark comes down the mound, checks him, deals the 2-1. One hopper grounded to third. The play to first is going to get past the glove of Rodriguez. Cockrell is going to be held up at third, so runners will advance on the error from Jaloian again, and that's the second error for the day for the 365.
And there's another job of the starting pitcher, Stark, for 365, getting another ground out and another errant throw and some more unearned runs. And Stark's doing a fine job of keeping the Oaks off balance and missing barrels, but his defense is doing nothing to help him out, Jonah.
Daily dose of puns from Mr. Medell. So Maya over at second, Cockrell over at third, with 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Oaks looking to extend their lead. They lead at 4-0, but looking for more with just 1 away. Stark comes set, deals the 0-0, swung on and missed for strike one. DJ Miller in the sixth spot in today's games, 0 for 2. With a pop-up to first and a ground out to second. Looking for his first hit and an RBI. The 0-1 is ripped into left center. That's going to drop. Cockrell is going to come home. Ball is going to hit the wall. Mayu is going to come home as well. Miller sprinting over to third, and he will get there safe with a 2-run RBI triple. And the Oaks now lead this game 6-0.
Yeah, just look at how enthusiastic and pumped up that Conejo Oaks dugout is, and I think that's Jake Sylvester there enjoying the game today.
And with Miller's speed, a base hit like that, I shouldn't even say a base hit,
It's a gapper.
it's a huge hit out in center, left center. Able to advance him all the way to third with McFarland stepping in, laying off the first pitch low for ball one.
You want to let the people at home know what Miller's hitting this year, because I'm sure some people are very curious, because I actually am.
Yeah,
So-
this season, DJ Miller batting .329 on the season as the 1-0 is popped into foul territory for 1-1. One of the leading stolen base leaders for the Oaks, just behind Grant Mayu, who leads the team with 7. So 1-1 the count. Miller over at third. 1-1 to McFarland, runs low in the ground for ball 2. Oaks lead at 6-0 on 8 hits and no errors. Team 365, 0 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors, but those 2 errors have resulted in runs as the 2-1 is swung on and missed for 2-2.
Fastball up there. Looks like a beach ball, Jonah.
Certainly
Hard
does.
to lay off of. Hard to lay off of.
Oaks are seeing the field extremely well today. Stark comes set, fires the 2-2, grounded up the middle. Galone will check Miller at third and make the play to first for out number 2. So 6-3 put out, keeps Miller in check at third, puts 2 away, and Jacob Castro to step in.
Now batting, number 22.
Jacob Castro having a very impressive day behind the plate, throwing out a runner earlier in the game. It's good to see Monkey doing a good job holding his own behind the dish.
The left-hander, one of 3 catchers that the Oaks use, along with Juan Gonzalez and Zane Willems. First pitch to him is popped into shallow left, and Sautil will make the catch for out number 3. So the Oaks plate 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. They lead at 6-0 heading into the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. We'll take a short break.
Are we doing 50-50 or?
Welcome back to Sparky Anderson Field. I'm Jonah Malkin, and at the top of the sixth, broadcasting partner Robbie Medell.
Yeah, hello. Jacob Flores, still out there for the Oaks for his second inning of work. And the first pitch to Benny RC is a strike on the outside part. Flores the wind, and the pitch, a curveball swung on for strike 2. Flores working quick here after getting out of a little bit of a jam. Runner on third, getting a huge strikeout with 2 outs last inning. The 0-2 pitch, a fastball down at 90 miles per hour. You believe that?
I certainly do. He has the capability with that big windup to reach that velocity.
Maybe a hot spot. I hit 96 yesterday. I don't know if that was true. A curveball winding around the left-handed batter's box. Ball 2 brings the count even to 2-2. Yeah, 96. I don't believe that. That's definitely hot spotted. I'm going to tell you right now. The 2-2, a fastball up. Full count here.
I'd like to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you could reach 96, although you normally peak out at 94, 93.
And a fastball down and in puts the leadoff runner on, and that'll bring up
Now back, number 18, Cole Edwards.
Cole Edwards coming to the plate for for 365 Team Victory Baseball. If we had a name change,
Yeah, they used to be called
late
team,
scratch, huh?
They used to be called Team Victory 2 weeks ago, and then it was changed.
Flores with the pitch, a fastball up. Flores sometimes can struggle with command, but when he's on, he's on. He's got a fastball that ranges in the mid to upper 80s and a big sweeping curveball that allows him to keep hitters off balance. A check of the runner at first, no go. RC back in safe. Cole Edwards, a product of Whitman College, has a few teammates that are Oaks, and a fastball sprayed in there at the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 1-1 count here. Top of 6, 8 hits for the Oaks, 6 runs, 5 hits, no runs for 365, and a fastball on the outside part swung on by Edwards, and no cheese on the cheese there. 1-2 count.
Flores has great command over that fastball, especially on the outside part of the plate. That's typically where he gets the majority of his strikeouts.
Another fastball tapped into left center and caught on and caught DJ Miller for the first out. Flores throwing another well-located fastball
Now batting, number 0,
and getting Edwards to tap out to shallow left center. The 5-hole, Anthony Bocanegra, East LA College product, on here with 1 out in the top of the 6th, and another fastball, and that is tapped foul into the parking lot. Many kids give chase, as it is Host Family Appreciation Day, as well as Intern Appreciation Day. I appreciate you, Jonah. Thank you. 0-1 count here. And a curveball upstairs, ball 1. Flores mixing speeds here as he usually does, looking to get a double play ball, get the Oaks back into the dugout. Family Day, food after the game. I'm telling you, the Oaks want to get going. A hit and run, perfectly executed, and Oliver never saw the ball, and RC will score all the way from first, and Bocanegra with a hit and run double. It looks like Oliver was just shadowed by maybe the runner, never saw the ball, and a really late jump on the ground ball that skirted into right center field. Miller came all the way over from center field and fielded it on and threw it in.
Yeah, it seemed like Oliver was hesitant over in right field, wasn't exactly sure when the ball was getting hit towards him. And by the time he realized that it was hit towards him, both him and Miller were trying to converge and make a play, but by that time it was too late as the first pitch runs up and in for ball one.
1-0 count here to number 20, Eddie Rodriguez, Golden Valley High School, playing first base today for 365. 6-1 ball game here at the top of the sixth, and an 85-mile-per-hour fastball catches the inside part, evens the count 1-1. The Rio Mesa Battery, excited to see them out there. Coach Solis loves when these two can get it going. And runner Bocanegra tries to get third. The throw from Castro's not in time, and that's a stolen base. And we have 1 out, 2-1 count, runner on third. And Eddie Rodriguez is up in an RBI situation. 365 looks to bring the score just a little bit more in their favor. 6-1 here in the top of the sixth. 365's already pushed a run across this inning. Castro with the 2-1. Tapped over to third, and Cockrell with a diving attempt can't glove it, and that trickles into the outfield. Brandon Lewis on to field it, and that is an RBI for Eddie Rodriguez. And it is now a 6-2 game. I keep on wanting to say the Team 365 with 7 hits today. And if they weren't errant with their throws, we could be seeing a much closer ball game.
And that's exactly why you got to make sure that the team, that the Oaks have to be locked in throughout the entire game. That one play where the ball got hit into right field really cost them as a run came, and now a rip past third base brings another run home.
Yeah, the number 25 up here for Team 365, we have No Name. And let's see what we can get here. No Name, no 25 on the roster. Mom and Dad, if you're watching at home, we apologize, but it's a 0-1 count to number 25 as he watched a first pitch fastball on the outside part. He rips a line shot off the fastball of Flores into center field. And 365's really got something cooking here with the middle and bottom of their order. And Coach Solis will be taking a visit. I don't know if Denton's ready in the bullpen. This may just be buying him a little bit of time, as 365 is really getting their opportunities off of Flores here. Flores maybe leaving the ball up a tad bit, and 365 is taking advantage of the fastballs up. Haven't really seen any base hits on curveballs, mainly fastballs. Little strategy here. Chance for Flores to get a breather as the Jacobs dismiss Castro and Flores, and we'll get this top of the sixth back underway. 2 runs on 3 hits this inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. 1 out, runners on first and second, and that'll bring up Ricky Sotelli.
And a beautiful fastball on the inside corner for a nice strike from Flores to quickly get himself ahead in the count.
Lefty-lefty matchup here. Flores looking to get a ground ball double play to get out of this mess. And Flores leaves a changeup high and away, and the 365 dugout is really excited and feeling themselves at this moment. 1-1 count, 1 out, 6-2 ball game here in the top of the sixth. The Oaks are leading. Flores with the pitch, a good curveball in the dirt, and a better block by Castro. Swung on.
And this is one of the disadvantages of keeping a team like 365 hanging around, because you never know when they might just begin to get going and generate hits to bring himself closer in the game.
Excuse me there, Jonah. 1-2 count here. Flores, the pitch, another sweeping breaker, and we'll see you later for out number 2. Flores with his first strikeout of the inning. 2 outs here, runners on first and second. And it looks like we might be seeing another pinch hitter this inning. That is number 34, Tristan Lacefield. Lacefield, a catcher, throws right, hits right, attending Golden Valley High School. Lacefield, the classic no batting gloves, high socks look. Steps in the box for 3-6-5. Flores gets the one he likes, and the pitch, a fastball run inside for ball one. Lacefield jumps out of the way of the 85-mile-per-hour fastball. Castro needs to get a breath here, or Flores, excuse me, needs to get a breath here and get the Oaks out of the inning. The 0-1-0 swung on, fouled off the mask of Castro and umpire Doug. We got a lot of tough men here. No harm. Castro out to the mound to talk a little strategy with his partner, the Jacobs, Rio Mesa products.
And Castro took a beating on that ball that tapped back. The ball hit him straight in the face. That couldn't have felt good.
1-1 count here, 2 outs, runners on first and second. 6-2 ball game in the top of the sixth. Jacob Flores on the mound for the Conejo Oaks. And Tristan Lacefield in the box. The 1-1 is on its way. A curveball, and that is just around the outside part for ball two. I keep on saying Team 365, excuse me, doing a good job of getting some hits together and trying to come back in this inning as Flores pounds a fastball on the outside part. 2-2 count, 2 outs. The top of the sixth, 2 runs scored for 3-6-5 this inning. Time's called by Lacefield.
And this is a crucial out for the Oaks. You don't want to give up and surrender more than 2 runs if you can. You have runners at first and second, but you can prevent any more. That'll be a huge win.
And the breaking ball swung on for strike 3, and Flores, gets out of the inning, leaving runners on first and second, 2 left on, but 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and that brings us to the bottom of the 6th inning, 6-2 ball game, and we'll be right back on KDTV. This is Conejo Oaks Baseball.
Number 29, Benji Boyle.
Welcome back to Sparky Anderson Field. I'm Jonah Malkin, alongside me still Robbie Medell. Bottom of the 6th we go. 3-6-5 plated 2 more runs to trim the deficit to 4, bringing the score 6-2. And at the bottom of the order to lead off for the Oaks is Milo Beam.
Milo
Purdue
Beam,
Boilermaker.
the Boilermaker, yes, has a unicorn fantasy. He actually has a unicorn poster in his room. Jonah.
Does he really?
No, he doesn't.
First pitch runs upstairs for ball 1. 1-0. Beam skies that high into center, and Bocanegra will take a couple steps back and make the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, I just made that up.
You know, certain people sleep with different things or have different posters that help them fall asleep. Perhaps you never want to just assume that the unicorn isn't something. I know you probably have a unicorn or something at your house, maybe a teddy bear of some sort.
I have a
you're
unicorn
not telling
pillow
us.
pet. Yeah, I have a unicorn.
See, so, you know, we all have our
Yeah,
secrets.
maybe I was talking about myself.
You could have been.
Yeah.
Top of the order, 1 out, Jason Oliver. Slaps one into right center. Drifting, and it's going to be missed. Handled by Bocanegra. Oliver going to come around second.
Send him.
Coming to third, and he's going to start running home. The throw to the plate, and over, just getting over the tag, and he's safe. He is hurt. Giving the Oaks another run, 7-2. Coach Solis rushing to home plate quickly. Really hope he's okay. And an incredible acrobatic leap over Tristan Lacefield at home plate, but Oliver took a hit falling down. Really hope he's okay. Everyone's holding their breaths here, wanting to make sure because he's not moving too well, but
Yeah,
an
what
jump.
amazing display of athleticism there. And, you know, one of the top 3 runners on the team was able to get around the bags quick enough to make it a close play at the plate. The throw was a little bit up the line, and Oliver and all of his athleticism jumped over the catcher and landed on that shoulder as team trainer Yoshi helps aid him off the field. And, you know, you got to say anything about Jason Oliver. He's a tough guy.
He's taken the most bruises on this team. He lays out on the line a number of times. He's run into fences. Really hope he's okay. Hopefully he can walk it off and feel better, but just an unbelievable acrobatic leap over the catcher.
I'm sorry, John. There's Angus Denton warming up for the Conejo Oaks, the sidewinder from Arkansas.
A new pitcher on the mound. We'll get you his name in just a moment as Max Weinstein steps in. So 7-2 the score. 0-1 runs up and in for ball 1. Justin Stark's day is done on the mound. He won 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, all of which were earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. 1-1 to Weinstein. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. 1-2 the count. 1 away. Oaks lead at 7-2 on 9 hits and no errors, and 3-6-5, 2 runs, 8 hits, and 2 costly errors. As the 2-1 is grounded to second, RC will make the play to first to put 2 up for the Oaks.
Quick fun fact on Max Weinstein. You ready for this, Jonah? He lifts. That's it. He lifts weights.
Yeah,
Him and his dad enjoy lifting weights together.
He certainly would look the part.
Yeah, he's a stout
fellow. A very strong individual. Says he actually likes to lift and work out every day.
Yep. Brandon Lewis up here. Brandon Lewis likes long walks on the beach and listening to Nickelback.
Lewis delivered an RBI double in the 3rd for that comment from Robbie Medell.
Yeah, I made that one up too.
Oh! Lewis skies that high into left field, and that one is over the wall.
Goal!
Brandon Lewis delivers a home run, and the Oaks lead at 8-2 here in the bottom of the 6th.
A wonderful, towering blast from Brandon Lewis, and I've talked to him a lot about that, and it's really hard to get a ball out of left field here, like really, really hard with the wind, and Lewis, with all his might, was able to get that one out, and impressive, and that takes him to the team lead of home runs for the Oaks, 5.
A solo home run from Brandon Lewis extends the Oaks lead to 6. 2 runs have come around now in this inning, and Chase Cockrell to step in, lays off the first pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. So Oliver ended up coming around on an infield homer. That's the second of the season as the 1-0 catches the outside corner for 1-1.
Yeah, inside the park home run for Oliver. There was no clear air on that play. Just took the right fielder a little bit of time to go get the ball. And a home run from Lewis. 2 home runs in the stat book this inning for the Conejo Oaks.
1-2 the count to Cockrell, 2 away. The bottom of the 6th. Still apologize. Can't give you the name of the pitcher. We're not sure as the 1-2 runs outside to bring the count even at 2-2. What happens with some of these interleague games, they don't always provide us with information on the players that are up to date or on time, so we apologize for that. The 2-2 is dealt to Cockrell and swung on and missed for strike 3. But the Oaks play 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. They lead at 8-2, heading into the top of the 7th. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV, simulcast onto YouTube. We'll take a short break. Welcome back, everybody, to Sparky Anderson Field for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. My broadcasting partner, who actually is my broadcasting partner, Jonathan Rifkin.
Angus Jota, Morgan Lomax digs in, shows bunt, pulls it back, taking on the outside corner for ball 1. Angus Denton on the mound for the Oaks from the University of Arkansas. I got a nice couple innings off, Jonah. It was actually nice to hang out in the stands for once. Get a fan's perspective of the game as Denton deals the 0-1 on the inside corner. Strike number 1, 1-1 the count. 0 for 3 on the day is Lomax. Denton, the third Oaks pitcher. Jacob Flores pitched 2 innings. He had 2 hits, 2 runs. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. Oaks up 8-2 here in the top of the 7th. Pitch fouled back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lomax at the top of the order. Denton deals. Crack towards first into the glove of Santana as he bobbles it, and that will be an error on Cody Santana, who came in place of Jordan McFarland at first base. Give you the rest of the lay of the land here in a second. I was actually just sitting with Santana's parents, Leanne and Al, in the stands, and we were talking about Cody Stellar play at first base. I must have jinxed it.
That's the first error of the day for the Oaks, too.
So an E3 for those keeping score at home, and that brings up Ryan Gallen on the day. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and he hit into a fielder's choice, or got on base by way of a fielder's choice back in the third. Denton takes a sign, runner fakes the steal. The pitch is good for strike number 1. Out and right is Jordan McFarland. Jason Oliver is now out due to that injury that you saw him when he hit the inside the park home run. Took a bad spill on his right leg and his right arm. We hope he's okay. More on that as we get it. 0-1, crack towards first. Foul for strike number 2. DJ Miller in center. Brandon Lewis in left. Cody Santana at first. Max Weinstein at second. Grant Mayu at short. Chase Cockrell at third behind the dish. Jacob Castro. And on the mound for the Oaks, Angus Denton. In his second relief appearance of the week. He actually gave up the walk-off homer back on Monday in Long Beach against the Legend. 0-2. Popped up, out of play once again. We'll do it, no balls, 2 strikes. The Oaks were tied 4-4, or 3-3, I should say, with the Legend. Back on Monday. And the Oaks were down 3-2. They scored the tying run in the top of the 9th. Denton got the first out by way of a strikeout, and then Reese Berberette hit one over the left field wall to walk off. 0-2, taken on the outside corner, called strike 3. First strikeout on the day for Denton. The 7th as a whole for the Oaks. 1 away, 1 on here for Barry Arce. On the day for Arce, 1 for 1, 2 walks, a single and a run scored. Pickoff attempt. Lomax gets back easily. This is the final game of this homestand for the Oaks. Then tomorrow, they will be on the road in Ventura to take on the Halos. 0-0, taken on the outside corner, but called ball by umpire Doug. 1-0 the count to Arce, playing second base in today's game. Team 365. After today, they'll be on to play the SoCal Hitmen. 1-0 taken for ball number 2. The throw gets out of the glove of Mayu. Rolls into center field, and Miller backs it up. And Lomax will be on second base with a stolen base. His first of the day, the second collectively for the team, for Team 365. Remember, this team was called Team Victory up until last week when they changed the name in their first year in the Premier League. Eight runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Team 365. And I asked our coach, do you guys go by the 365ers like the 49ers? He said, nope, we're just 365. 1-1, runner on second. Scott in the left center field. Running over to it as Lewis and Miller. Miller will make the catch. Tagging, though, is Lomax. The throw will come in late, though. And that'll put 2 away, but a runner 90 feet away from scoring position.
And 365's done a nice job of advancing runners, a stolen base, and now a pop-up in the left center. That's going to advance Lomax to third. They played at 2 runs in the 6th and trying to claw their way back in this game.
Cole Edwards, the cleanup batter DHing today's game, steps in 0 for 3 on the day. Looking to try to extend this game here for Team 365. First pitch, by the way, was at 4:29, so we just hit our second hour of play. 0-0 taken at the knees for strike 1. By the way, Jackson Simons got warming up for the Oaks in the bullpen with Coach Joey Garcia. And by the way, a couple of recent commits. Jacob Sylvester just committed to Sonoma State for the Oaks. 0-1 taken inside for ball 1. So he was at CSUN, didn't want to go D1 because he didn't want to have to sit out for a year. And when I was taking my innings off, I talked to him and he said, yeah, I'm going to Sonoma State, and I couldn't be happier with my decision. So by way of Kansas City, Iowa Western JC, and CSUN, he will be at Sonoma State in the fall. 1-1, swung on and missed for strike number 2. And Joe Torres from Glendale Community College looks like he'll be headed to UC Davis in the fall, a D1 school. So he has something to look forward to as well. The Oaks team doing a good job getting some of these players opportunities elsewhere. 1-2, cut on and miss for strike 3. Drop by Castro. He picks it up and fires it to Santana for the 2-3 putout. No runs, no hits, an error, and 1 left on base. We're through 6.5 here, the 7th inning stretch, which means we're sending it down to our PA announcer, Chris Raffanelli, for Sweet Caroline. Oaks up 8-2 here. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV.
I guess it's empathy, it's a compassion. Get the money back?
Now batting number 9, Grant Mayu.
Hope you enjoyed some quick Sweet Caroline here as Grant Mayu digs in the bottom of the second. First pitch taken low and inside for ball 1. The San Diego State Aztec on the day, 1 for 3. Reached on air, scored 2 runs, a single, 2 flyouts. The 1-0 taken low for ball 2. Oaks up 8-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. This will be the second to last interleague game they play. They'll have a game next Sunday back at home against the Ventura County Pirates. 2-0 dealt, low and away for ball 3. And that'll be the first home game that the Oaks have in the latter part of the week. Remember, the Oaks have a 4-game stretch where they're in Anaheim, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, and Pasadena in that order starting on Wednesday. We'll be back on the air on Tuesday against the Catch at home. 3-0 upstairs, 4-pitch walk to kick things off for the Oaks here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Mayu's on here for DJ Miller.
Nice patience shown from Mayo. He had 3 walks yesterday, and collectively in 2 games already 4. So he's just done a fantastic job staying patient and laying off bad pitches.
DJ Miller digs in now. On the day for him. 1 for 3 with that 2 RBI triple. Slaps the first pitch he sees into center field for a single. So Mayu's going to go try 3. Bocanegra throw will not come in time, so an aggressive move by Mayu, advancing from first to third on the single, and the Oaks have runners at the corners with nobody away. And Jordan McFarland looking to do some damage in the batter's box.
Perhaps we should start including Mayu in the case for speediest runners for the Oaks, along with Jason Oliver, DJ Miller, and Milo Beam. That was just an incredible display of quickness.
Of those 4, he's 4th. I think that
I just said we can include him in the discussion. That's all I'm saying.
I still think he's 4th as McFarland takes the first pitch for ball 1, and that's because he is probably the smartest base runner of the 4 that you just mentioned, but he is not the fastest in outright speed. DJ Miller is by far the fastest player on this team, and Oliver and Milo are right behind. But Mayu isn't too far behind. He's probably a little bit more explosive, I would say, than Oliver.
The difference has to do with their struts. Mayu takes longer strides,
right,
which is why sometimes he can cover more ground.
I don't think he's necessarily faster. I just think that he has moments where he's a smarter base runner. Like on that, he legged out that single from Miller to become a triple just because he saw, or to get to third just because he saw where the ball was. 1-1 runner goes, cracked foul, and 1-2 the count now.
Just want to give him a little bit of a shout out. Recognize it was a nice heads-up play. I wanted to recognize his speed. So good for you, Mayu.
McFarland on the day, 0 for 3, a walk, or actually 0 for 2, I should say, a walk, an out, and he reached on an error back in the 4th inning where he scored thereafter. 1-2 in is Cunningham missed for strike 3. Down goes McFarland. Out number 1. Runners out the corners in the form of Graham Mayu at third, DJ Miller at first, and Jacob Castro digging in, 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI single in the 4th. Look to capitalize on that performance in that inning. Milo Beam waiting on deck. In the hole will be Cody Santana, who came in place of Jason Oliver, who took that bad spill legging out in the park home run. He was actually safe, but when he avoided the tag, he fell on his right side. First pitch, cut and a miss to Castro for strike 1. 8 runs, 11 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Team 365. Oh, 1 in. Miller goes, cracked into shallow center field, and that's going to drop. Mayu comes in to score. Miller legs it out to third, and that is an RBI single for Jacob Castro. The Oaks take a 9-2 lead with another runner 90 feet away from home plate.
Castro now has 2 RBIs on the day, so he's seeing the field really well. Both RBIs hits up the middle and extending that Oaks lead to 7.
Milo Beam now digs in, 1 for 3 on the day, a single, a stolen base, and 2 flyouts under his belt. Shout out to his mother Nellie and his father David for listening to almost each and every one of our broadcasts. They were actually watching us on their phone yesterday when they were at Milo's sister's game. So that's how committed they are, and we definitely appreciate it. Remember, try to get the hashtag Jonah Jonathan trending on Twitter. Nellie deemed that as Jonah my hashtag. First pitch taken low for ball 1. Feel free to tweet at us at Caneo_Oaks. He's at Jonah_Malkin. I'm at Johnny Riff, or chat with us on our YouTube live chat. 1-0. Taken outside for ball 2. And the Oaks, 3 games back of the wild card right now. The Prune Packers at 19-8. The Oaks at 14-11 in the CCL, I should say. And so they have some ground to make up, which means the next week as the 2-0 runs high for ball 3. They have some ground to make up if they want to make the playoffs. With the Foresters really pulling away in the Central, it's going to be a fight between the Oaks, the Blues, and the Packers for that wild card spot. The Blues only half a game behind the Oaks for the CCL Central second spot. 3-0 taken at the knees for strike number 1.
Beautiful pitch on the inside corner. Would have forced Beam in a jam, and he wisely laid off. Oaks just 1 for 8 on the season, swinging on 3-0 pitches.
3-1. Taken in the dirt for ball 4. That'll bring the bases loaded now for the Hawaii Pacific superstar shark, Cody Santana. His first at-bat of the day in the place of Jason Oliver. Oliver's day is over. 2 for 4 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the first. A strikeout in the third, a fly out to center in the fourth. And that inside the park home run in the 6th where he got injured thereafter. Let's hope he's okay because the Oaks really need him in the final stretch of the season. Meeting on the mound now as Santana steps in, bases all occupied. Beam over at first by way of walk. Miller at second, he singled in a run. Castro at second, he singled in a run. Miller at third, Mayu around in the inning. The only out was Jordan McFarland's strikeout. Meeting breaks, and we're back to baseball. 9-2 our score, bottom of the 7th. It's actually been a long game for an interleague game. 2 hours and 10 minutes in.
And not to mention that infield home run for Oliver was his 2nd on the season. Most people can't even get 1 infield home run in an entire season, let alone 2, and we're still 3/4 of the way done.
So Santana digs in. His father and mother, Al and Leanne, watching from the crowd as the first pitch runs in the dirt for ball 1. Batted .317 this past year at Hawaii Pacific. Always with a smile on his face. He led the team in batting average. He was a Division II All-American in the Pac West, and he had a 4.0 GPA. So the band starts to play behind us here at Cal Lutheran. The summer band for the Kingsmen practicing. 1-0, swung on a miss for strike number 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Bases all occupied here. Max Weinstein waiting patiently on deck for the Oaks. Santana digs back in with a 1-1 count. Pitch is dealt and rolled towards third, but out of play. That was the pitch to hit a 73-mile-an-hour curveball right up at the heart of the plate, but the lack of velocity really eluded Santana, and he couldn't get enough of it. Now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nine to 2 our score here, bottom of the 7th. By the way, for those keeping track, the Red Sox and the Yankees are in the top of the 16th inning right now, tied 1-1. I am a Red Sox fan, so to me that's news. 1-2, cracked into left field. Miller comes in to score, and that'll be an RBI single for Santana. The Oaks take a 10-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Bases still loaded.
Great rip from Santana right in the gap in opposite field. Just got past the glove, a gallon at short. Able to send Miller home and extend the Oaks lead to 8.
Second run and third hit of the inning for the Oaks. They also have a walk, actually 2 walks in the inning. Mayu and Beam both drew them. Meeting on the mound, there'll be a new pitcher. We're going to take a break. Bases all loaded. Oaks up 10-2 here with only 1 away from Max Weinstein. You're watching Oaks Baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. The Cal Lutheran product, Max Weinstein digs in. Jake Bruno on the mound now for Team 365. Bases loaded. First pitch low for ball 1, a 60-mile-an-hour curveball. Oaks up 10-2, but threatening to increase that lead further with bases all occupied over at first. Cody Santana, Milo Beam at second, and at third base, Milo Beam at second and Jacob Castro at third. That pitch runs low for 2-0 to Weinstein on the day for Max. 1 for 3. RBI, or actually a double and a run scored back in the third, a fielder's choice in the first, and a ground in the fourth. Cracks that one in the left field down the line. That's going to be good for extra bases. Castro comes in. Beam comes in. Santana will be held up at third, and that is a 2 RBI double for Max Weinstein, giving the Oaks a 12-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Another great rip down the third base line, and the Oaks now just ballooning this game, blowing this one out of the waters. Lead it by 10 now, 12-2, and we're still just 1 out in the bottom of the 7th.
The Oaks pouring it on now. Remember, they had some big innings earlier this week. They won 18-1 2 days ago against the Legend. They batted around almost twice. They batted around in the 5th inning, and they had 8 batters in the 8th inning as Lewis steps in and takes the first pitch for ball. And then 2 games before that, they won 17-1 against the Halos. They had that 10-run second inning where they plated 13 batters. Right now, threatening to have a similar situation. 1-0 to Lewis, runs on the outside corner for strike number 1. 1-1 the count. 2 on, 4 round in the inning. Only 1 away here, bottom of the 7th. And remember, Brandon Lewis had that home run in his last at-bat on the day. 2 for 4. RBI double as well. 1-1, skied towards right, but out of play. 1-2 the count. One, two, skied in the left field. That's going to drop. Santana comes in. Weinstein rounding third. The throw in will come to second, and the Oaks score 2 more on an RBI single by Brandon Lewis as the ball gets past Rodriguez's glove. That'll be an error on the first baseman because he couldn't get it down. That's a third on the day, and the Oaks take a 14-2 lead here now with one away and one on second base.
Now they're just really pouring it on. Another one of these kind of scoring avalanches being displayed for the Oaks, just blowing this game out. And now it's just adding whipped cream on the top of a cake at this point.
Or the cherry on top.
The cherry, that's two.
I feel like that's either way. You get the point. Chase Cockrell digs in now, the number 9 batter in the inning. Takes a first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. He's 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI, or actually a double and a run scored back in the 5th. 14 runs, 16 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 365, 0-1, taken low and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away here. Cockrell from Ole Miss was Oaks' offensive player of the game yesterday. Went 3 for 4 with 3 singles and 2 RBIs. The 1-1 drops low once again. 2-1 the count. A little band here, forever playing behind us. 2-1, popped out to right. And that'll even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two, taken low and away for ball 3, and that'll be a full count here to Cockrell. Only the second full count for the Oaks in this game, but 16 hits, so you can't complain too much. Also only led a total of 7 on base, 3-2. Grounded towards third, but out of play. Robbie Medell running back to the dugout to get some warm-up in. He said that he has to pitch tomorrow. He may pitch today just to throw bullpen because he hasn't pitched that much as of late. He got the save yesterday, but only 1 inning pitched. Bruno deals the payoff pitch back against the screen once again, and we'll do it for a 3rd straight time at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Having a busy day, doing some play-by-play color work, and then being called up to the Oaks bullpen.
Payoff pitch. Bruno comes set on the rubber. Checks Lewis and pays the 3-2 in, but it's fouled back, and for the 4th straight time, Cockrell staying alive here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bruno comes set on the rubber and deals another 3-2. This one runs away for ball 4. So the Oaks have now batted around. Cockrell's the 9th batter in the inning. He draws a walk, runners at first and second, and Grant Mayu, who led off the inning with a walk and came around to score thereafter, will step back in as the 10th batter of the inning for the Oaks. And another opportunity here to extend his day. 1 for 3, but on base twice with 2 runs scored. And actually 3 runs scored now. Takes that pitch on the outside for ball. Strike number 1. 0-1. Drops low for ball 1. 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike, 1 away, 2 on. Mayu hits that into the right center field, and that is going to drop at the wall. Lewis will come around third. Cockrell around. No, they're going to hold him up. Not a lot of speed being displayed on the base path, and that'll be an RBI double by Mayu. And the Oaks take a 15-2 lead here now. 7 runs scored in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Just continuing to pour it on, no let up. And once again, this is starting to turn south real quick. 4-3-6-5. Eerily familiar to the game against the Halos and the Legends, in which they poured in, plated 10 and 8 runs respectively in 1 inning alone. Right now, up to 7.
Cole Edwards will take over for Jake Bruno on the mound. We're going to take a break. Bruno did not pitch at all in an inning. He did not register a stat because in that a category because he did not record an out. So he's done. Edwards comes in. We're going to take a break. 2 on, 7 around in the inning. Oaks up 15-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher on the mound here. Benny Arce out of second base will take over on the mound. Cole Edwards comes in to take his place as DJ Miller steps in for his second time of the inning. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. 7 runs around in the bottom of the 7th for the Oaks. They're up 15-2. DJ Miller on the day, 2 for 4 with a single, a triple, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. Takes that pitch alone away from ball number 2. 15 runs on 17 hits and 1 error for Conejo. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for Team 365. 2-0 in from Arce. Is skied into the infield over at second. Edwards coming in for Arce will make the catch for out number 1, or out number 2, I should say. And that'll bring up Jordan McFarland. Before him, after he struck out earlier in this inning, every Oaks batter was able to get on base after, minus DJ Miller right before him. So he was the first out of the inning. Now he's back. He could be the third out. He struck out before. First pitch runs upstairs for ball 1. Mayu at second. Cockrell at third. 2 away here. Oaks up 15-2 in a game that's running quite long. 1-0. Skied into foul territory, but that'll be out of play. Tristan Lacefield behind the dish takes a look at it, but says, I'll let it go over. 1-1 the count. Lay of the land for you here for Team 365. Morgan Lomax in right. Anthony Bocanegra in center. Out and left is Dylan Clement. Eddie Rodriguez at first. Cole Edwards at second. Ryan Gallen at short. Alex Jolian at third. As that pitch is taken for ball number 2. And Tristan Lacefield behind the dish. 2-1. Popped into right field. Running back on it is Lomax. He makes a look, and he can't catch it. That'll drop into fair territory. 1 run comes in. 2 runs come in. And Jordan McFarland is on with a 2 RBI double. The Oaks take a 17-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They have now scored 9 runs in the inning alone.
Wow. Everyone now is just getting in on the act. No one wants to be left out. Everyone senses they might have an opportunity to plate some more runs, and now Oaks closing in on tying their most amount of runs that they've played in the game.
Yeah, they won 18-1 back on Tuesday against the Legend. On Sunday, on Tuesday. On Sunday, they won 17-1. Jacob Castro ropes the first pitch he sees into foul territory. First base coach Kyle Jones scurries out of the way for strike 1. Castro earlier in the inning had an RBI double, came around to score thereafter. He had an RBI single back in the 4th inning as well, having a very productive game. The lefty headed to UC Irvine in the fall by way of Rio Mesa. Digs back in 0-1. Skied into shallow left center field. Running is Bocanegra, but the left fielder Dylan Clement will make the catch for out number 3. 9 runs on a lot of hits and 1 error in the inning. We're through 7 full here from Sparky Anderson Field. The Oaks win it, the Oaks are up 17-2. I hope I didn't just foreshadow the end of this game by accidentally having that Freudian slip, but we'll see. Top of the 8th when we come back. Top of the 8th, Jonah Malkin, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball on KDTV. Slim Seffers steps in and swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. He's listed as Terrence Seffers on the roster out of Paraclete as a pinch hitter, but his teammates call him Slim. Coming in for Anthony Bocanegra. Take over in center field in the bottom half of the inning. 0-1 comes in, 0-2 now at the pitch was at the knees for strike number 2. Jackson Simonsgard on the mound taking over for Angus Denton, who went 1 inning. 1 strikeout, nothing else under his belt. Oaks up 17-2 here in the top of the 8th. Simonsgard from Oxnard College in the 3rd year with the Oaks deals the 0-2. Swung and a miss for strike number 3. Down he goes on strikeouts. The first strikeout on the game for Simonsgard. And now Coach Smitty for Team 365, putting in a whole slew of new players. Austin Fietze, F-I-E-T-Z-E. So if you know how to pronounce that, let me know. But from Santa Barbara High School, steps in as a pinch hitter. Slaps the first pitch he sees foul for strike number 1.
Perhaps it's just Feats.
I think it's Fietz.
Kind of a more American type of name than necessarily assuming it's Italian of some sort.
Eddie Rodriguez's day is done. 1 for 3 with a single, a double play ball, and a fielder's choice in his 3 at-bats. A couple of high schoolers now getting an opportunity. 0-1 in from Simonsgard is swung and fouled back against the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 away, 17-2 our score. 17 runs, 18 hits, and an error. 2, 8, and 3 in the same categories for Team 365. The only CCL team Team 365 will play this season. 0-2 in from Simonsgard. Popped back against the screen. This one into the garden behind us. 0-2 once again. The Cal Lutheran campus is actually very nice. It's a D3 school, about 5,000 students. Nestled in the heart of Thousand Oaks. Very good teaching and nursing programs, amongst others. And they actually have a community garden that they hold here. It's very nice. Simonsgard deals the 0-2. A slow hopper backhanded by Mayu at short. He'll make the throw over to Santana at first for out number 2.
New pitcher for your Oaks is number 10, Jackson Simonsgard.
2 away now. And that'll bring up he who shall not be named. Someone who is not actually listed on the roster. So we don't have a name for him. And that's what happens in these interleague games is with a team like Team 365, the roster switches so often that they just throw guys kind of in there. They don't let us know. So it's number 25 for those who need to know. But first pitch in, low for ball 1. He's 0 for 1 on the day, by the way. Actually, he's 1 for 1. He came in as a pinch hitter last inning and singled. Field here for you for the Oaks. Jordan McFarland in right, DJ Miller in center. Brandon Lewis in left. Cody Santana at first. Sam Shakin comes in at second place in place of Max Weinstein. Mayu at short, Cockrell at third. Castro still behind the dish, the 1-0. Runs low for ball 2. So Max Weinstein's day is done at second base. Sam Shakin from Valparaiso takes his spot. Went to Valparaiso by way of Chatsworth High School. Led the Crusaders in batting average this past season with a .325 mark. Shout out to his dad, John, his uncle, Bill. 2-0, popped back, 2-1 the count. Wind dying down as it did shift back to right field. It's been shifting a little bit between home plate and right field, which is very uncommon here at Cal Lutheran. 2-1 in from Simonsgard has popped back out of play once again, 2-2 the count. Normally that jet stream right off the mountains above left field comes through and rolls right over the field towards right. That's what makes it such a hitter-friendly park for lefties. But today it shifted just a little bit, making it more pitcher-friendly when the wind was blowing out towards home plate. The first time we've seen that all season. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Oaks up 17-2 here, in the top of the 8th inning. They had a 9-run bottom of the 7th. That really just lit up Team 365, 2-2, popped back out of play, and we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oaks bench pretty quiet in today's game. After they got a warning a couple of games ago from the home plate umpire, they haven't been as rowdy, but still vocal earlier in the games. Now up, though, by 15. There's no real reason for them to feel the need to yell and scream. 2-2 from Simonsgard. Take it on the outside corner for strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Team 365 goes down in order. Two strikeouts for Simonsgard, in the inning, and we're through 7.5. Oaks up 17-2. You're watching Oaks baseball on KDTV. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 8th here from Sparky Anderson Field. Welcome back. RC still in the mound. New hitter in the hole for the Oakses. Zane Willems in place of Milo Beam from Alvin Community College, headed to Texas Tech in the fall, one of the 3 Oaks catchers. Beam's day is done, 1 for 3 with a walk, a single, a stolen base, and 2 flyouts under his belt. On deck, Cody Santana is the 0-1, runs upstairs, 1-1 the count. And in the hole, Sam Shaken in place of Max Weinstein. A couple of fielding changes here in the field for Coach Smith. I'll give you that in a moment. RC deals the 1-1. Grounded towards third. And the throw is in time. Williams decided not to run that out, and that'll be out number 1. Out right, Morgan Lomax. Seffers takes over in center. Dylan Clement out on left. Fitz over at first. Cole Edwards at second. Ryan Gallen at short. Behind the dish, Tristan Lacefield and RC on the mound. 1 away, 17-2 our score here. Cody Santana at the top of the order digs in 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI single. Came around the score back in the 7th. Oaks had 9 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. It was a big inning for them. That's why they're up 15 right now, or part of the reason at least. No first base coach here. Kyle Jones taking the inning off. Brian Wilson still at third base for the Oaks. Santana's pitch, or the pitch to Santana is cut back in front of us here for strike number 1. 17 runs, 18 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for Team 365. RC deals the 0-1. Caught on a miss for strike number 2. 83-mile-an-hour fastball. It's the fastest that we've seen by a pitcher for Team 365 today. And for Santana, those high fastballs has been his Achilles heel as of late this season. You saw him swing right through that one. He tends to do that. They're good pitches to throw to lefties because lefties, especially power lefties, try to get under them and they miss. 0-2. Runs low and in for ball 1. Sam Shaken from Valparaiso waiting on deck. In the hole, Brandon Lewis, unless Elise elects to throw in a pinch hitter, but Lewis with his batting gloves on, so I doubt that'll happen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Oaks up 17-2 in a long game for interleague play. 1-2, slapped back once again. 1 ball, 2 strikes is where the count will remain. Oaks end their week tomorrow in Ventura against the Halos at 5 o'clock. 4:50 pregame show for that. That'll be a fun one. It'll be the 6th and final time those 2 teams play against each other. Halos currently riding an 8-game losing streak. 1-2, taken away for ball number 2. That'll even the count now. Santana started his college career at Santa Barbara City College, then went to Oxnard College, Ventura College, and finally at Hawaii Pacific. So 4 colleges in 3 years for Santana. This is actually his second CCL team. Last year, he was with the Foresters for the first half of the season. 2-2, slapped foul. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Santana being a little stubborn in the batter's box, not wanting to go down quietly, working his way back in the count, was down 0-2 and has worked his way back to an even count. He already has an RBI single and has come around, so looking for more.
2-2, low and inside, and from 0-2 to 3-2 now. Santana has worked his way back. Only the third full count situation in the game for the Oaks. And a big spot here for RC, trying to get another out in this inning. 1 away, payoff pitch fired in, slapped up behind home plate. Lacefield will make way. No, he'll make the catch for out number 2. Two away. Now the Oaks have not been retired in order in this entire game. The shortest inning was back in the 3rd when they brought up 4 batters. So for the first time in this game, if Sam Shaken, who gets his first at-bat, gets out, then the Oaks will be retired in order. Weinstein's day is done. He went 1 for 4. Or actually 2 for 4, I should say. Including a 2 RBI single and later scored back in the 7th. He also had 2 runs scored total. 0-0 pitch, a big cut and a miss for strike 1. Jonah, that looked like the swings you were taking during intern batting practice today. Head coach David Solis let the interns take some batting practice, and Jonah had a couple rough starts. 0-1, runs low and away for ball 1.
Let me be quick to remind you that was the first time I'd taken batting practice in about 9 years.
He was used to hitting off a tee.
I missed. No. I played in the 12s. Don't get that mixed up.
Skied in the left field, and if that one's fair, that one's gone. And nope, it's not fair, and it was actually not gone. It just missed on that left field line, so that'll be foul. Shaken will come back and dig in for strike number 2. But yeah, we got to take some batting practice, and actually our statistician Keith Schneider was the best of the interns. Mind you, he played baseball longer than all of us, but he got some good hacks in there. Almost had one that went out over left field. I like to say I was the best opposite field hitter of the interns.
If you'd like to give yourself that, I'll give it to you, although I will
If you're
say,
giving it to me, I don't even have to give it to myself.
If you're going to compliment yourself, you got to be able to compliment all 3 of us that were batting. I started to pick things up at the end.
Curveball upstairs for ball 2. Yeah, no, Jonah, you adjusted very well. Don't get me wrong. You had some very nice swings. But, when you go oppo for base hits, that leads to runs scored. So 2-2 to Shaken. Sky towards right, and that's going to go out of play. We'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nonetheless, it was a fun opportunity for us to do that and feel even more part of the team. Everyone was kind of joking, having a nice time.
Yeah, and head coach David Solis actually took some rips as well. If you want to see his at-bat, I posted it up on Twitter back before the game. He had some nice hits as well. 2-2 into Shaken, runs away for ball 3, full count now. And actually, third base coach Brian Wilson for the Oaks also took batting practice. He was a former Oaks player. He played at Central Arkansas. He's now the head coach at Pacific High School out in Oxnard. But he hit like 4 home runs over that left field wall. He has some serious power. RC deals the payoff pitch. Sky to the shallow right field, running back onto his Lomax, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. Oaks go down in order for the first time in this game. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We're through 8 full here, the top of the 9th, and the final breath for Team 365. When we come back, 17-2 our score. Oaks leading. Top of the ninth here. Oaks up 17-2 as Simonsgard back on the mound. And the first pitch to Dylan Clement is taken for ball one. 0 for 1 on the day, reached on the fielder's choice back in the 6th when he came into pinch hit. In the number 8 spot, Simonsgard deals the 1-0 low and away for ball 2. Oaks scored first in the bottom of the first inning with a run. Either team scored in the second. Oaks scored in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. Finally, Team 365 plated both the runs on the top of the 6th, but the Oaks got 2 more in the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 popped back, 2-1 that count. Then the Oaks erupted for 9 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now they're up 17-2 because of that. Simonsgard comes set, takes the sign from Castro. Pearson fires the 2-1. Clement takes it upstairs for ball number 3. Top of the 9th inning, and what's been a very long game for interleague game. In 10 minutes, we will have hit the 3-hour mark, which will be the longest interleague game the Oaks have played this season. 3-1. Skied in the left field, but out of play, and we'll do it again. This time the count full, though. 3 balls, 2 strikes. For them, the 5th full count situation that they've been in this game.
Clement showing some nice patience in the batter's box, looking to perhaps give some life to 365 in the top of the 9th.
365 with 8 games left in the season. Payoff pitch runs low and away. No! Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Umpire Doug with the late call, giving Simonsgard his 3rd strikeout of the game, and he picks off where he left off back in the 8th inning with a strikeout. 8 games left for Team 365. They head over to play the SoCal Hitmen at College of the Canyons on Sunday. The Northridge Bulls for a 3-game series on the end of the month, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. As the first pitch into the new batter, Tristan Lacefield, is laced in the left field, but foul for strike 1. They end their season in Glendale against the Fresno Valley Bears, the SoCal Phillies, in a 3-game series. 0-1 in from Simonsgard as foul tipped back against the pole for strike number 2. Lacefield trying to stay alive here. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout back in the 6th inning. And for the Oaks, they have only about a week and a half left of the season. 4-game road trip starting on Wednesday, heading through Saturday. We'll be back here on Tuesday after the road game tomorrow. 2 cut on a miss, 4 strike 3. 4 strikeouts now for Simonsgard, and he is looking very good on the mound. 2 looking, 2 swing, and the other out that he's gotten was a ground out back in the 8th. So he's retired all 5 batters he's faced. And now the final breath will step in the form of number 12, Logan Cope. Coming in as a pinch hitter at the top of the order from Morgan Lomax. His day is done, 0 for 4. He reached base, though, 1 time in the 7th on an error. Stole second, but was stranded at 3rd. First pitch taken for strike 1. Stay tuned for Oaks postgame. Joe and I will break down today's game really quick and then head over to Twitter thereafter for our Oaks postgame interview. 0-1 cut and miss for strike 2. I'll be interviewing our Oaks offensive player of the game. Simonsgard comes set and deals, though, 2. Popped into foul territory behind the dugout of Team 365, and we'll do it again. No balls, 2 strikes. The final out being waiting to be made here at Sparky Anderson if the Oaks win, up 15 here in the top of the 9th. 22-13 will be their record, CCL record, still 14-11. This is an interleague game. Team 365 will drop as the 0-2 runs away for 1-2 to 14-13-1 on the season, and their Premier League record will not be affected as well. Simonsgard deals the 1-2. Cope half-heartedly fouls it back against the screen, and we'll do it again. 17 runs, 17 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for 365. Simonsgard comes set on the stretch after he shakes off the first pitch. Castro lays in one he likes. Pearson fires the 1-2, a curveball, waved at and missed for strike number 3. Simonsgard strikes out all of the batters he faces in this inning. He ends up with 5 on the game. He struck out 5 of the 6 batters he faced. And that's the ball game. Final score, Oaks win at 17-2. 17 runs, 17 hits, and an error for the Oaks. 2 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors for Team 365. Justin Stark gets the loss. Gets the loss for Team 365, and Jacob Flores gets the win for the Oaks. Jonah, big game here for Conejo. Though they didn't win in a CCL game, they win in an interleague game, another big game. Their offense was really, really good.
Well, hopefully they can emulate some of that success tomorrow when they take on the Halos and continue that moving forward. One of the things that's interesting now, having observed, and gotten a chance to see the Oaks up close throughout this entire stretch of games, is they kind of play a guerrilla warfare tactics in terms of they like to spread out a number of their hits and then eventually just overwhelm teams down the stretch. You look at today's game in particular, started off slow, just 2 runs in the first 3 innings, but then 4th inning they had 2, 5th inning they had 2, 6th they had 2, and then 7th they overwhelmed them with 9. And we saw a similar trajectory of runs against the Long Beach Legends a few games ago. So I think the Oaks, if they can try and carry over some of that hitting into CCL play, they're playing with a tremendous amount of confidence, and they're going to need that along with a little bit of luck if they're hoping to make the playoffs.
That's going to do it for us here on the broadcast. Head over to Twitter after the game. I will be interviewing our Oaks player of the game. Brandon Lewis went 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs, a home run, a double, and a single. He was a triple away from the cycle. Once again, the Oaks win it 17-2 for everybody who made this broadcast possible. A shout out to Elizabeth Goodman, our team ops guy, Chris Ruffinelli, our statistician Keith Schneider, Robbie Medell for some guest play-by-play, and my broadcasting partner Jonah Malkin. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Signing off. We'll see you back in Ventura tomorrow at 5 o'clock when the Oaks take the Halos in a CCL matchup. We'll see you on Twitter for the Oaks post-game interview. Once again, the Oaks win it 17-2. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday evening. From Sparky Anderson Field, this is Jonathan Rifkin signing off.